What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players, to another installation of the Siege Double Shot. Coming at you, OCS style. I am the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner and co-host, albeit a bit farther away, Mr. Whiskey Run. What's happening, Whiskey?
That's right. Welcome, everyone, to the OCS Season 4 closed qualifiers. And yeah, a little bit further away this time. Yesterday, doing the live in-person broadcast. Today, back to our respective locations, but still here to bring you another game. And tonight is Army of 5 Blue versus BBL. And this is a battle of the 4 and 2s. Army of 5 at the number 3 position, BBL at the number 16. They each went 4 and 2, but flip-flopped. Obviously, Army of 5 winning 4 and losing 2, the opposite on the BBL side. So fighting for that spot in the Contender League. The loser going down to the Arena League. Everyone gets a chance to play, though, and then hopefully win that promotion match up to the next higher league for the next season. So we've got 3 maps in play. Want to check out those map bans, my friend?
Hey, let's get into it because I'm super excited about it. We saw it banned early. Oregon off the board, not going to be played here today.
Yes.
And so we find ourselves with 2 of course, the 3 standards, both Club and Chalet on the board. But then Decider, should it prove to be necessary, should it prove to be an option, all the glitz and glam of Moscow, we head to Cafe.
Yeah, that's right, my friend.
Yeah, I'm here for it. It's a super fun map. We talk about it all the time as being a difficult kind of map to get into. It's kind of like Skyscraper, a lot of cross map extensions. I hope we get there. We've been seeing a lot of Clubhouse lately, just a ton of it, right? And kind of varying up the strats, even so far as seeing castle bans, to go along with some zombie bans. So I'm hopeful for tonight. Let's get a little bit of that. Oh, we're going straight into it, ready to go, huh?
That's right. Into the game here. Starting out, like you said, a Clubhouse as that first map and getting a chance to see how are they going to handle the bans. One of the things we saw during SI was that we saw a lot of very interesting bans come out, and some that made the games a lot more, I think, fun. We saw some unique stuff coming out.
Yeah, we really did, especially ban-wise. You're right. It was extremely targeted, it felt sometimes. Sometimes it was the standard ban, sometimes it was extremely targeted. Potentially, Ace being a target ban on Clubhouse or just a good pick, right? You see it brought a lot alongside the Thermite for that split, that 2-pronged approach. So taking him off the board is going to limit you a little bit to the Habana. Normally, who we see banned in place of Ace if they're banning a hard breach, but still gonna be fun, I think. Ying, standard, Solus, standard, and let's follow it up with the Fenrir.
Ooh, I mean, BBL did ban Ace. That feels like a little bit of an interesting one, so gonna take Azami off. And I think Azami for Clubhouse has got some great positioning, and to have her off the board really opens it up from a what can the teams do perspective. I like it.
Yeah, I do too, especially for that hold in the basement, especially for that hold up on Catwalk, the backup to the castle being brought, a gym bedroom. The zombie, it's a powerful ban. I'm here for it. I like it.
Speaking of that castle, brought out, my friend.
We're going to head to gym bedroom straight out the gate, and you're right. Castle going to be utilized as step 1. This is a very layered defense right here, right? We talk about gym bedroom being a successful bomb site because of creating this multi-layer that you have to kind of push through, this blockade, if you will. And it starts out with the bandit who's going to initially make sure that wall can't get open for as long as possible. We do like to see the 2-row to back it up sometimes, but not going to be the case here for BBL. But then you got the mirror behind it, and yes, we know she's reworked, right? And has become maybe a little less effective. But still, if she's on the board, especially for this side and basement, we'll be seeing her.
Looks like we're having a little bit of late round setup. Those mirrors not in place yet. It's just continuing to open up. So this defensive team still working on finding a way to get themselves ready for the attack coming in. We're gonna see the standard, the Thatcher Thermite combo here to open up that main wall.
That's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Get the wall open. Take the shots. And that's going to be exactly what they're going to be doing here. And on the attacking side of it, did bring some, can openers in the hands of Grim, so we still are going to get to see a bit of that potential two-prong push, although it's a little bit smaller than can openers, of course.
It was pretty quick. They got... What's that?
So did we see where those mirrors went? Was that one of them?
Yeah, one of them was on the wall looking into that CC, and we're seeing Castle play on it, and it's backed up by the Bandit battery. So they know with the drone coming in, they know that they've got that utility in place. I mean, they've got this extension really hard here from out in that area, and the drone taking from Anthony off the board quick. With that knowledge that he was in that position, hiding behind the desk there in cash.
Yeah, that extension they had really hard. You're right. The first one off the board, it is going to be Pro Manthano. That's the Fenrir, the Chessman. So wherever those gadgets are active and open, they're going to stay there. And that's going to be body balance tipped into A5 Blue's favor currently.
So they've got the one Mira taken care of, and they were opening that construction single at the same time. So Stab taking down Chase, quickly moving us into this 5v3 scenario. I think we're going to see the drop potentially on Logi here as this Army of 5 Blue team getting themselves set up for the execute. Mira downstairs know that one's coming, maybe two.
Yeah, and does have the Valkyrie coming up those back stairs. Was looking to potentially have that C4 capability. Not going to be the case. They rotate back up top now into this 5v2s. 40 seconds left on the board, so still seeing a little bit of that 20-second meta implemented. And it's been a flawless round. 1 second.
Wow, a flawless started off there as we head into round 2. Looked very good here from this Army of 5 team. They had got a couple quick kills there on the cash side. The extension into cash did not appear to work out the way that that BBL was thinking. Then the hatch drop and good coverage there from the highway windows just put Mira in a bit of a bind. Flashes coming in, just well timed. It was a good general execute there from Army of 5 Blue. They are the top seed at this point in the tournament, I think, with Stimbears auto-qualifying there and being the #1 seed, and F5 being the #2 team, not playing tonight because their partner forfeit. So getting to see the top seed being played. Question is, how is BBL going to respond? They're going to go to the basement to start off with here and try an alternative site.
Yeah, a little bit of a switch up, if you will. And this is, you go to the site, the comfort pick, the one that you know very well. And on the defense, it's going to be a little bit of a switch up from the norm here, right? We don't have the Azami on the board to try to build up that trench in close to that dirt area, but we are going to see the Vigil. And I'm really excited for the Vigil pick here.
Yeah, you got the double shallow roam there from Anthony and Ginji out to the Mazi and the Vigil playing.
Yeah, that's going to be incredibly fun, and it's going to probably happen very quickly. Now, with the bans as they were, Ace and Ying being on the board, or off the board, excuse me, that leaves room for the Dokkaebi, who, of course, got that same status as Mira. If she's around, we're going to play her, and you can see the phone calls going off right away as they start to make a real estate grab here out on the highway. A couple of shots right here, not to find anything, though, but still waiting for it. It's the C4 in hand, ready to catch somebody slipping.
Coming out early, heard the bailiff go off there from the Grim, thought that potentially he was walking right in, but he didn't make the hole big enough, so had to step back and reload. C4 goes off early, but putting a little bit of pressure there from this extended roam, killing time from the defense.
Probably takes some shots as he goes down. May's able to find him, but it is on the trades. Gingy finds a kill onto Maze, now takes us into a 4-4, still got a minute and 37 left on the board. And it's going to be back to the drone work. So they're going to try to do a little bit more of the suss out game, make sure they got some verticality from underneath to be had here. And they do have Buck to help facilitate that, so they're going to make that, or not from underneath, from above. cars doing from underneath here?
You know, we did talk an awful lot about how we could have some more verticality up from the attacking team, but we're going to get into that more after the game.
Yeah, agreed. We're gonna start the Twitter campaign. Look, he's got. Wait, which drone is mine again? Okay, so 60 seconds left on the board.
Well, that was unfortunate and lucky for Dokkaebi. She runs across the open hole and almost takes a little bit of damage there from Buck trying to find one of the defenders playing below.
Yeah, holding a tight angle too, trying to catch the shot. Somebody playing back behind server or behind that rack, and he's got it on the money because he is exactly right. Somebody is sitting there. It's the vigil. He's waiting for the drop. It's about to start opening up some more of that verticality, even a little bit of sight lines into the way. It's 26 seconds left. We're gonna have to start to see the push here, and Smoke still having not used any of his canisters yet, puts himself in a good position for this late round drop.
That's right, 15 seconds. He's got to stay alive to be able to keep that out. The C4 comes out, cleans up a quad from Genji. We're going to see that SMG-12 ring out, but is it going to be enough time? Going to get the defuse down, but Donut's going to be the one to clean up Dokkaebi there as she tries the last-ditch effort to plant the back of Arsenal.
And it almost looks like she's just taking a sweet little nap. Just leaned up against the rack there. You know, I love the ragdoll mechanics of this game. Like, legitimately, they make me laugh so freaking hard. They're so good.
There's some good moments there, and now we're going to see how they're going to take on Cache CCTV. This is one we've seen this site rise in popularity for sure as we've seen the meta change. So yeah, this is that Rafters setup. I think from the Army of 5 team, I think it'd be very likely we see the Monty come out here as soon as this team knows which site it's going to be. You're not going to have the Azami to help hold down the site, so I'm surprised that they didn't bring the Kaid. They've got the Bandit. Maybe going to try a little bit of tricking there on the main wall, but it's going to leave those garage walls open.
Yeah, well, and with the Capital on the board, it's something we've seen really a lot of throughout the group stage of the major. It is that Capital and combo move, especially on the Terse side, that is Cache and CCTV, right? Capital go along the back, open up the top of Garage 1 and the bottom of Garage 4, and then start to rain down some smoke and fire based on where those B pings are coming from. I like the combo move, and it's fairly standard here, but here's going to be a little bit of contention. Chase sitting, sitting close to the garage wall, so expecting some of that early round shenanigans and put himself in a good position, ready for it.
Yeah, not going to play upstairs in Rafters, playing downstairs, like you said, expecting a little bit of this. We're going to see the Thatcher Bandit trick dance come out here at the last second. See who is going to win. Thatcher holding that tight angle there on the drone hole.
Yeah, wants to catch somebody on the toes. Catch him real quick. Zac-Tac ready and willing. Here's the drone, tries to, and just not able to catch it. I hate drones, and that's exactly why, the cheeky little bastards. They're so dang quick. Still 5 all whiskey as the first minute is ticked by. Deployable shield here to block the top of red. A lot of action, of course, as you see through there. Mine taking a bunch of damage, but able to not get himself to safety as he gets rocked off the board. Enjoy, saying good night. A little bit of pings going out. It's the intel, fresh and inside, just in your face. Look at that beautiful ping on Frog. So they still do have somebody playing up in that catwalk area. It just wasn't necessarily the Wamai, who we see as the alternative to Azami.
Yeah, not... Wamai is off the board, so no more of those extra discs going to be able to come out. So there's that fire coming out, going to lock him in the corner. And there's the bees as well. Boy, they are trying to push that 90 hard, able to take him down. And that is the plant going down, my friend. The C4 from below, though, going to take out one and stop. There's a second, going to try and hold off. It is a 1v2 and a 1v1 as he downs another.
Nope, still into a 1v2. Grim is up and ready to go, and that's the plant going down. Cross being held from that catwalk area. no C4 in hand to do the damage from across the map. So he's going to be taking that scenic route, putting himself on the red pretty far, not going to find anything. He's going to slip away to some safety, which is going to make this a really tough situation here. We got to have 7 seconds on the board, to get that defuse to, go in the favor of the attackers.
He was gonna the problem was he missed the shot as Boo ran across the open hallway, top red there to the safety of outside, with him having to swing, with Bandit having to swing outside to try and take out one of the attackers. That was going to be a tough fight to win. Another great job there by the attacking team. Army of 5 Blue goes up 2-1 as we head into round 4. Played that catwalk position perfectly. I think Wamai going down early was definitely a bit of a problem. Nothing to try and pull one of those Capital bolts out of position. So he was definitely in a tough spot. So they're going to bring the Jaeger as additional projectile to not deny to supplement what Chase is bringing on the Wamai.
Yeah, now I wonder if this is where we see the adaptation from Army of 5 to bring out that Monty, the walking drone, the mountain himself. No 6 picks happening. It is going to be the Capital as they do learn that it's going to run it back here in Cache and CCTV. With a couple of changes. Also going to see Gingy bringing out the P10 Roni. Roni on the Rooney.
That's definitely something we've seen. I mean, Gingy has played a different op on every round, I think, at this point. Aruni, Mozzie, Vigil, just been all over the place in terms of how we're seeing this defending team set up. They're able to take one, but TK going to be back on that Thermite, again, working on getting this wall open. Boo on the Thatcher. So Army of 5 team being a little bit more consistent in the lineup they're bringing.
Yeah, and it seems to be working, of course. That's the round rotate done data, the first one at least, that we'll see. And that is going to be in the favor, as you said, Army 5. Now there's the standard cannon openers starting to get themselves in a position to put some contest, put some pressure on that catwalk area. But it is the play from Swamp here. A little bit of a downward extension. I like it.
Yeah, they're waiting for here. Zofia is going to try and put some pressure again on the Bandit, waiting for the trick, and we're not seeing anyone. There it is. I was about to say we're not seeing anyone put pressure on Zofia, so that way Bandit was going to be able to operate in the tricking location, but there he does exactly what we were looking for, able to take out Zofia. So now Bandit much more likely here to be able to take on the trick.
Yeah, now still have to deal with that contention from Capital, right? He can rain fire from that top can opener hold that he's made, so there's still the potential for danger. In fact, he's going to be on the long angle, takes a shot, a little bit of damage onto Rooney, but able to survive, and there's going to be an L85 to do some life claiming as we get ourselves a little bit closer in this body count. 4-3 in favor of BBL.
Yeah, I don't want to see the BBL team be over aggressive from the defensive position. They're down 1, so it's definitely not a runaway or anything at this point. Seeing this attacking team switch up and come from the bedroom side.
Yeah, a little regroup and come back and try it again, and it seems to have paid off as Donut's going to find stabbed off the board. Now that puts body balance heavily in favor of the defense here. Shots ring out, and Rooney going to find one as well on a low health scenario. It's going to be the swing from the door, potentially able to pick him up, but it's a dangerous situation to do so. Going to be able to get that one for free and take a couple of shots. Ooh. A little bit of a DC there. The sound bug going on. That's the Fenrir gadgets. Oh, was that a one tap? Sheesh.
Oh, the C4 comes out. Oh, a double kill there, but at least taking one. So all down to Boo. It is a 2v1 at this point now, and hopefully he's going to be able to try and find his way in and get a couple kills. He's got the diffuser, but he does not have the positioning to be able to take a win. Permanthano going to grab that final kill.
Yep. Fenrir to take that as the pings ring out. Gives the location away. It's an easy couple of shots from Fenrir, and that is going to be Bob Jericho. So, folks, going to take a quick pause here as we get a reconnect finished up. So here's what usually happens. Oh, I was about to say, if I say we're going to go to a break, then that's when they come back. So we're going to try it out here. Sit back, relax, because when we come back, it's going to be the stunning conclusion to map number 1. All right, what's up and welcome back. It wasn't as quick as I thought I was, but it was still pretty dang fast. We sit 2-2 if you're just joining us, and if you are just joining us, well, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. There's a lot of things you could be watching right now. We appreciate you hanging out with the Whiskey Boys as we get into this OCS match. What you think, Whiskey? It's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, been pretty good so far. Like you said, if you're just joining us, we are in the OCS Season 4 closed qualifiers. These teams have been playing for the past 2 days here as the qualifier number 2, fighting it out, trying to find a way into the Contender League, fighting for a spot. The Arena League is the alternative, and one of the Contender League top teams going to be fighting for a spot in that T3 OCS at the end if they can hold on to their positioning during the Contenders.
Yep, and it's a fun lineup here from the defense as they look to try to get ahead in the scoreline. It's kind of a pattern that we've been seeing across the board in this really defensive-sided season era that we're in. It's double intel on the board, both Mozzie and Valkyrie, to be utilized here. And you see, we're kind of seeing it all over the place in conjunction with the Maestro or, you know, doubling up on the intel deny as well, because it's, of course, incredibly good drone economy is going to take more dubs than not, I think.
Oh, I think Genji is yep. The drone got him there. It knew exactly where he was. Definitely a bit of the roam game here from BBL has been pretty high at this point. They're covering 2 players on the first floor as well for a basement site. Pretty heavy on this roam game.
Yeah, really doing a lot of investment off-site, and what does that do? That really slows down the attacking team. The trade does ring out. Donut with the P10 going to find Boo and his face piece. That's going to be a huge pick to Dokkaebi off the board. That's the intel gone. You know, no camera's going to be hacked, and of course, sussing out that roam game that you were just talking about. Going to be a little bit difficult with your intel off the board. Speaking of intel, goodbye, Grim. Body bounce heavily in favor of BBL currently.
Yeah, and look at this. Oh, the Army of 5 team had great intel on where Donut was walking down the stairs, able to put him in a bit of a pinch. Didn't know that there was 2 attackers holding that position. So now 3v3 with a minute left, working on getting those hatches opened up. This is one of those sites they talk about as the slow execute on purpose. It requires a lot of time getting set up, but Pro Man gonna take him out with a C4. We saw an unbelievable number of C4s from below as part of SI, and I love that part of the meta continuing.
Yeah, that was a tough kill as well. So now we find ourselves with one member still outside of the map. The Bono with the case in her hand still hasn't even made her way in the site yet. So it's a full bunker back down here for the defense. as we see Pro Man take up kind of that defensive mantle where Azami usually sets up. Smoke playing off the Mira and Mira off the other.
Maze trying to find a way down into dirt. Quiet, but they had it barricaded off and had the prox alarm at the same time. Both gonna try and take a few shots, but with the mirror window still in place, gonna take the drop, gonna take out one. But what? I thought there was no way that the attackers were winning that round, but Maze goes absolutely crazy. They swing at the same time and take that one in round 5. Army of 5 goes up 3-2 on Clubhouse, my guy.
What a couple of shots by Maze to bring that match back in like 2 seconds left on the clock. Walks in, clicks heads, wins round. What a way to go. What a way to go. And that's going to put it up in the favor of the attack team here on a generally considered defensive-sided map. A5 going to go up 1 in the scoreline. BBL trying to equalize, take us into a little bit of that 3-3 split. Man, what a shot. I'll be honest, I was 100% prepared to say that BBL takes that round as Maze was trapped in dirt, trying to find a way, making noise as he went down. You had someone playing off the mirror window, playing behind AKs. I mean, they had everything set up, it looked like, from the defensive side to be able to hold, and Maze just proving us wrong. What a great round from A5 there to take over the basement again. They have had troubles. I don't think so far BBL has won a round in the basement yet. Yeah, well, try it again. Right back down to that church arsenal with only 2 members down inside. Check that. 1 member. Okay, there was going to be a little bit of a shallow rope. Is Smoke coming back? So 2 members down inside. If the IGL of A gets a little bit of wind of that, we could see a little bit more of some site direct action here. It's all the way up to 2F for this investment in the offsite.
Yeah, a lot of heavy roam, not the shallow roam game here. But we've seen Army of 5 Blue be very good with the drones. We've seen the pings come out. We have heard the drones finding this BBL team. I'm wondering, do we need did they need to bring out Mute something to try and deal with that intel game? Of course, it's the last round of their defense, so this is the lineup, and we're going to see how they handle their attack when this one is over.
Yeah, hoping to put themselves on a 3-3. First minute and gone off the board. We Donut trying to capitalize here. Swing on Maji, takes a couple of shots, not to find anything. Gets patient and gets the kill. What a shot from the P10. And that's going to give body bounce over into the favor of BBL. Start to see this last minute and 30 start to ring out. What a shot now. Stab down. Is he in sight? It was. Chase going to take him off the board with a well-placed headshot, and there's going to be some verticality to claim the life of Gingy. Now puts us into a 4-3. Still got this Mira to contend with. Takes a quick little pop shot, trying to see if they can catch something here. And look at that, just on the edge of the Mozzie Pest.
Loading mag.
Yeah, good use of the drones here, like you called it, and yeah, great trigger discipline there from the BBL team to take out Boo when they were upstairs, like you called it. It was a great shot, but just good discipline to swing at exactly the right time there. Maze has still got 1 of her Ash charges left, trying to find, can they take out at least one of these mirror windows? Gonna need to.
Yeah, they want some hope here, and that's that newest rework coming into play, folks. It is both the Ash and the Cali. Ooh, speaking of, jeez, man. Speaking of Ash, gonna get active there on the double coming down from Central Stairs. Gonna find the kill, right? That was a confirmed. Now takes us into a 3-3. Last 24 seconds starting to bring out. Oh, excuse me. Pro-Man Thano with the verticality from below, gonna find Thermite off the board. Still got the intel ringing out. It's the yellow pings for days, and it's going to be now into a 1v3. Is Enjoy going to not enjoy that experience? Heading in through dirt. 6 seconds. Going to be the shots down through the hallway. Pro-Man Thano going to clean that one up.
Yep, finding a double, holding those feet holes, the red pings coming out. Good use of the intel there from the defending team. They're going to win their final defense. They absolutely needed to put themselves 3-3 at the half, all tied up. That was what they needed because you're right, a clubhouse, right? Not generally attacker friendly, but Army of 5 Blue doing a great job picking up 3. So as we head into round 7, going to see and this team bringing out a very similar lineup from a defensive perspective, with really the major change being the Kaid for the breach now.
Yeah, going to bring a little bit of that vertical, try to stop some of that pressure that's coming in from Kitchen or potentially from Moto. And I think there is another adaptation here, too, actually, kind of that are going to lend themselves towards what we're just talking about. It's Intel denied both Mute and Mozzie on the board. So shoot all the drones that you can in the first round, get rid of all 5, then use 3 pests to lock it down. That leaves your enemy with only 2 drones left to be utilized for the entirety of the round. I like the call here.
It's funny, we talked about whether or not the BBL team should have been bringing the Mute to handle the very aggressive drone game from Army of 5 Blue, and that's exactly what Army of 5 does. I think expecting that maybe they're going to see the same level of droning from BBL. Maybe not. We'll see whether or not they're playing more aggressively from an entry standpoint. They're bringing along the Ram. This is one of those maps we talked about as the place where Ram is useful and uses her utility, I think, to the fullest.
Similar setup, though, defense-wise, only 2 people sitting down at sight, so another could be a heads-up play here, get themselves a bit of sight direct if they should. It's going to be a bit of a southeast side take here, as you see Chase, Donut, and Zach Attack all going to be coming from that stop kitchen area. Pressure on that vertical. You know they've sussed out this cave. It's going to be a potential push company. Immediately off the board. That's the Hibana. What a pick.
Yep, it was great shot. My guess is holding an angle. Hibana was on the rappel trying to find a way to shoot and open this hatch. And look at that. Holding the window.
Jeez. Holding the window with a disgusting little pick here. Rude even, you can say. Now, scoreline or body bounce. Yeah, I mean, potentially, right? The body bounce is sitting in favor of A5. They got to do a little bit more extensive of a clear out here, right? Don't want to be caught slipping on the back end. You know that there's going to be some potential for flanks, and it's the K tricking going on, deciding that the Moto hatch is going to be the one to be that primary focus area.
That's right. Continuing to just sit there. You can see the outline holding that position, waiting and ready. But I mean, there's no Thatcher, so and no EMPs. I think they're that Moto hatch is gonna stay closed.
Yeah, and if they get the
he's holding that same angle.
No, that's tough. Romance down taken off the board, and that's the verticality from above to go. Now we find ourselves heavily in favor. Oh, well, a little bit closer on that even up. Gingy's going to use the L85 to clean Maze's life. That's the Legion off the board, so that's going to be some of those goos maybe not might be utilized. Enjoy to find Zach Attack. Now, disaster starts to strike here from BBL as they find themselves in a 4v1 and a 4v none. Jeez. Got him.
Great hold there from the defense, yeah, and boy, Maze with the angle there is that one we're going to be talking about and trying to take a look at later and replicate, I think, because like you said, disgusting angle there, holding the window. I don't think we see teams try and take advantage of that very often, even though it appears that that's a pretty powerful position.
Yeah, bring it out every once in a while. You're sure to find a couple of kills. Finds 2 off the back of that verticality. It means we're going to see some gym bedroom action, and not going to go with that castle approach here. Instead, because the zombies banned out, going to go with a bit of a different layered approach. Let's slow down City here, both Legion and Malusi on the board. I like the Malusi call. We don't get to see her too often, and even after her rework, I think still a very powerful operator.
Like you say it, man, slow down City, covering this entry into construction, and getting herself set up with a spot here in cash potentially. Trying to hold these positions. Seeing some of those drones come out, holding some of these. See whether or not they're in a position there. And we've talked about this setup before, where you've got one half of the wall open. They've got the feet holes open, so that way the attacking team can't quite get themselves in a position to just open that window or open that wall. They're going to have to be extremely careful as they try and make the push in because it's open.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like the approach here. It's still going to be the double entry. Now, they didn't pay that much attention to the cache, or excuse me, to the CCTV main breach. I'm going to utilize more on the side of cache. I'm going to make the entry move up. They do break still that same hard breach, albeit not really, not really an explosion-wise, but it's the Maverick as well. So still going to have a bit of that split here.
That's right, Mav opening up this wall, putting some sight lines in place. Now they're going to try and open it up. Maze in a tough spot, but not going to fall yet. Continuing to trying to hold on to this cast position. There, the impact comes out, and it is going to hit, successfully taking off the thermite charge, but she's going to fall there. And a C4 from below. Stab, let's go.
Yeah, no kidding. Pro Manthano going to catch that C4. And the fight continues here as we find ourselves in a 4v3 situation. Even off the back of the C4 play, Steel Body Balance is going to be sitting in favor of BBL. It's going to be a little bit of a slowdown on the attack side, right? A little bit of a regroup to get onto the drones, kind of suss out where your next immediate threat is going to be coming from. They for sure know who is sitting inside your gym as they've got that intel from Highway. See how the last little bit of rounds plays out here. Stab gonna get active here.
Yep, Boo using that intel to come out. They've got the jacuzzi wall half completely open. Continuing to hold it though, because they knew that was going to be the case. Chase trying to get some flashes in here and catches at least one. Going to take out that cam. Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe. Maybe. Stab on the pixel, waiting for it. Enjoy, gonna find himself the next casualty of war as the last 36 seconds gonna start to count down. It's the shots on to Jim, but gonna be unsuccessful. Finding ourselves into a 3v2, a 3v1, 28 seconds left, all sitting on the shoulders of Stab, looking to get active towards that. Oh my lord,
the Malusi comes in clutch. The plant is going down, but that slowed down the attacker just enough that that Stab was able to finish off that kill. Now they're holding this position from construction, and Valkyrie is going to have to try and find, right in the doorway. And one outside. Yep. Boy, this is going to be a tough climb back.
Yeah, 7 seconds on the board, like we said. But gonna break rule number 1 is Stab gonna lose his life in a run, you die situation. Why are you running in there without being ADS? That seems like a bit of a misstep there.
4-4, my guy. This is a best of 3. If you're just joining us, we're here for the OCS Season 4. Open or closed qualifiers. We've already gone through 2 days of open. We are in the closed, seeing the top match for the night between Army of 5 Blue and BBL, and it's a best of 3. And we are only on map 1, tied up, heading into round 9.
Well, you can't beat that. Best of 3 with the potential to go the distance. On the defensive side of it, we're going to run it right back. Head back to that gym bedroom area. You're going to see a lot of the same.
Yep, going to try that same hold with that jacuzzi wall, opening up the feed holes.
Yeah, it's almost as if round 8 didn't exist. Now, IQ is going to be on the board as well. Suss out where some of those gadgets are, mainly trying to discover those Valk cams, as they can be just so absolutely devastating. Oh no, it is the exact same lineup on both sides of the board. Okay, so yeah, round 8 didn't happen. Round 9 gonna be the quest for glory.
That's right, yeah, and that goal, try and find a way. Malusi is continuing to play in that cache location. It took the defense a while to get her cleared out of that position and was able to take a bunch of those thermite charges off the wall with impact tricking. So hopefully going to continue to try and hold that position as well. No additional hard breach. I mean, you don't have Ace. Ace banned out was one of those interesting bans that not the typical, but love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Change it up. Bring out the pocket strats that you haven't necessarily showed just yet. And I like it. A bunch of intel being fed here by the IQ as she's using the gadget to great efficiency. It's going to be some flashes ringing out as they start to try to take some real estate onto this cache site. Now, he does find himself in some relative cover, able to still stay alive. But they don't have a real solid way to push him outside of the few Maverick holes made.
Oh, stands up at trying to hit the Mav who was holding that angle. Now she's going to try and crawl herself to safety. Can she get to TK before these attackers go for the kill? Is he going to open up another hole there to be able to take out Maze? My guess is yes. It's going to be a big hole.
Yeah. They're just going to come on in. Knock, knock, who's there? It's Maverick, and he doesn't care if you're letting him in or not. That's going to be the confirmation on Maze, as Donut's going to clean that one up. Now takes us into a 3v3. Minute 19 left on the board, so it's going to start to get that second drone phase in there, get a little bit more intel for this potential push coming next. And he said the last 60 seconds starting to go, and it's a bunker down strat by the defense. And a little bit of a shallow extension still into Logi as Cade going to try to be active on that construction push. But other than that, it's back into the gym site and bathroom and holding it for dear life.
That's right, trying to clear out all these drones. And I thought we saw Legion throw a mine outside onto highway.
Yep, I'm with it. Now, here's what I'm wondering, right? We have two members inside of construction, and Buck starts taking himself the scenic route and goes all the way up to the logic action.
Gonna see if they can take. Oh, we got Kaid holding this angle. He was definitely flashed, but I don't think that they know he's. Never mind. They do know he's there. Gonna take him out. It is all up to Boo, and he is playing in the hallway. Maverick gonna dodge that one. Is the plant gonna go down? Zach looks like he's in a position for it. Yep, there it is. Goes looking for the planter. Gets taken out from behind. Donut survived that engagement just long enough to take out Wamai as he walks around the corner.
Yeah, great attack. Got themselves set up, cross, and then the flank, of course. That's going to put BBL up in the scoreline and one away from a match point scenario here. Now, a bit of a David versus Goliath going on here, and David getting that Selene shot ready. One away from match point. It feels like this is flying by, Whiskey.
It is flying by, but the other thing is, I mean, we're continuing to see a lot of attacking wins. Right? I mean, that was one of the main themes coming out of SI, was the strength of the attackers relative to the defenders, and the fact that it looked like the defending lineups have generally been significantly in favor of the defending operators. They're overpowered. They're in general just dominating the scene, and we're not seeing it here. So I think it speaks to the individual efforts of the team members more than the relative difference between attacker and defender sided of each map at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now, a little bit of shenanigans here. We're going to see a couple of roam clearers on the board, Jackal and Dokkaebi, and we've kind of been seeing a little bit of the rise of Jackal here in some of these more roam-heavy maps, as we've seen that alternative entry starting to really take place. He's got that gap. Quick look at the room, see there's no footprints, can move on, clearing 2F and 1F with some relative quickness. And here he is, getting active right now inside of CCTV.
So look at this clearing out. They're checking to see whether or not any of the defenders have been upstairs. Right now, not looking like it. And like you called it, all of this roam clear here want to make sure that they are feeling very comfortable. Not going to be any pressure from the defenders downward, with both Dokkaebi and Jackal working together to clear this 2F of Clubhouse.
Yeah, and that's done a great job of slow down this attack team, because if you'll notice, if we head up to that top view, it's almost every single player rotated all the way back down to site, except for Wamai, who was holding the top of that secret area. But other than that, it's a full bunker down and a full 60, a full 70, almost 80 seconds wasted by the defense.
Yep. Well, now with my rotating back down, yeah, now we've got everybody downstairs. So plenty of time. We still got a minute and a half for this attacking team to be able to get themselves ready, and that's going to be the first to fall. Genji and Zakatak opening that kitchen hatch is gonna open. Important piece of the utility here. They didn't bring a the breach denial to be able to keep them closed, so they're gonna work on all of that time opening up those hatches and those entries in. Mute playing dirt. I love that position behind the mute jammer, so he's not gonna get himself droned out.
Yeah, no kidding. So body bounce is tipped in favor of A5 here, but said 60 seconds starting to ring out. Going to have to see some activity out of the attack, or we're going to be finding ourselves, and not or, I mean, we are. It's going to be 20-second meta yet again, and this time it's going to be bloody because we sit so many people still alive and active, so many engagements that haven't been had yet, and just holding the angles. Hibana holding on to coming from the back end. One of the troubles of blocking off church wall completely is that you give yourself free reign of that hallway. Now, with the smokes that go out in this 5v3, we're going to see the plan starting to go down, but Warden, not to be dismayed, gonna find that kill.
Through the smoke. Oh, exactly what he needed. You had coverage from above from Dokkaebi. She's going to make the drop, the last one left alive. And Boo was hiding in the dirt tunnel the entire round, and finally jumps out there at the last second to clear out. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Pause coming out from the team request there, my guy.
Yep, a little pause for the cause, my friend. Two-brow glitch in full effect. Is that a long one? This is going to restart, right? Okay.
Yep.
So sit back, relax, folks, because when we come back, it's going to be the stunning and exciting conclusion to map number 1. Who comes out on top? Well, we'll find out together. Ayo.
Let's go.
What's up, and welcome back, rehost Dundada. Goodbye, sayonara, see you later. We are tied up. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter. This is still my partner and co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. And if you just joined us, well, welcome, because it has been an absolute barn burner here in just round number 1. What you think, Whiskey?
Oh, rehost done. That was relatively quick. I felt pretty good about getting that one done quickly. We're having to rebuild all of the round history. Sometimes can be challenging, but like someone said in the chat, is it a game of live siege without a rehost?
The answer to that question is no. To officially qualify for a official round of siege, you have to have one rehost. It's in the rule book. Rule number 49. Actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, look at I like this. I like this shield they've got set up in rafters. You know, continuing to help hold that location, hold that 90, plus a frost mat behind it. That's an adaptation I like, my guy.
Yeah, a little bit of a switch up if you don't get to have the Azami, and you have a feeling that Monty might be coming into play, which it is. And this is a great adaptation, and they are really going to be trying to secure this top catwalk area, but not to be deterred, not to be dismayed. Capitao and Monty going to try to work this together, and Flores to boot, right? So some of that extension util that Frost's got set up will potentially fall to the Flores drums. It's going to be quick shots though. The Tuberau is out and active.
Okay. We've got the Maverick is trying to find a way to open up some of these holes, see if they can find a way in, and oh boy, struggling a little bit with getting that wall open, and the first one falls.
Yep. First one to go down, and that's going to be Buck off the board, and that's the body bounce tip in favor of Army of 5. And look at this, Romanthano just walking into garage, making his presence felt, a little bit of that pressure from below. Try to force that Frost into making a mistake so that he can potentially capitalize. Now they pushed up. Oh.
Yeah, he's gonna have to unshield there to try and take out that Frost mat. Oh, the Wamai disc is not in place, and you can hear him unshield. He does the quick shot, and there he is stuck in between the fire and goes down. A great shot there by this team. They ping out the mat, and from below, from Oil Pit, Maze. What an angle. That's, boy, the man is he's been holding these tight, disgusting angles consistently through this game.
Yeah, no kidding. We just start writing these down. That's body bounce that is tipped in favor of Army of 5. As they find 2 missing on the side of the attack team. 3 now as Flores meets his grave, meets an early death as well. Got 60 seconds left on the board, and it's not the situation you really want to find yourself in a 2v4 with Monty as one of your only backups. Does jump inside, gets himself in a position to start to play off that protect the president. Donut is going to the Tuberau, but we still have to deal with the C4 from underneath, which could be huge if left uncontested. Sends one up. Not going to connect with anything, however. It is still 3-2 in favor of A5 Blue.
Well, and even if the C4 didn't connect, you still have got him playing it down, but Donut gets another kill. Boy, they're finding a way to make this happen. Oh, unfortunately, there it is. He's got the diffuser, but trying to find a place to position himself. They don't have any C4s left, but they still have got 2 players. He's not going to be able to get that down, and Maze is going to be the one that gets the final. That was a 3K for him, right?
Yeah, I think he's having just a phenomenal game. Of course, with the rehost, I'm not going to be able to see the original stats, but I do. Let's see. Actually, I do have those, so I don't even know why I said that. Maze, before the rehost, was sitting at 9-7-2. Not the kill leader. Enjoy sitting at the top for Army of 5. It's a 10-6 area, but a couple leaders in contention, or a couple of people in contention for that top spot in the frag side. Donut, before the rehost, 13-7-4.
Donut trying to find a way to keep this team in, but they're going to need a little bit of contribution from everybody on the attack. We talked about Clubhouse generally being defensive-sided, and certainly at SI tremendously defensive-sided, but we're sitting in T4, T3 siege here, so seeing a lot of attacking wins, and BBL going to need another attacking win to keep this map alive. Even if they lose Clubhouse, we are for sure going to map 2 in this best of 3, which is going to be Chalet. So, an opportunity for both of these teams to either find their win or extend it out to Cafe.
Hoping for that glitz and glam of Cafe. Now, we do head back up to the gym bedroom here as we get our workout on for this match point scenario. It's going to be mostly on that south side take here from the attack teams. You're going to see that two-pronged approach that we generally talk about. And it's the same sort of ops, right? Brought some soft breach destruction with the sledge and the buck, but the big main focus here, the thermite and Maverick combo, and we have seen just an absolutely huge rise of Maverick over these last couple of games, over this last couple of meta switches, and I love it. Love the gun, love the gadget, love the interaction, love the silentness of it. Just a fun operator.
Well, yeah, and like you called it, with Tubarão has definitely had the rise, but before we could even get to that point, it was unfortunate. Thought Banfano had an angle there on Boo in the Wamai playing the bottom of garage, but looks away at the wrong time. Classic case of siege timing, and goes down. He's continuing to hold this area below, and getting a disc upstairs as well. Boy, he's having a great game, holding some good angles, but Maze on the Ella. This is the interesting one. We don't see her played very often.
Yeah, although except for we have been seeing her just a bit more, especially on the Clubhouse play, which is interesting. It's fun. It's exciting. They've got information that we don't have. They've got their universal siege book. They updated it recently. Ella. It's gonna be Fenrir to find that kill, and now Disaster is just striking against this BBL team as they find themselves in a 5v2, all resting on the shoulders of Zach, Attack, and Donut. The two hard breach that we mentioned in the beginning of the round. Tough spot to be in. Just going to see that first. Oh, untap. Good night. And then the flop around to try to hit Valkyrie, which he does. Now takes us in a little bit more of a winnable situation here. Zach Attack looking towards that Logi area. Knows it's going to be somebody just misses out on the switch back into site, back into A. A couple of pre-fires to come through. He's going to have to deal with the Fenrir who's sitting on and ready, right? He's got his cursor lined up. He's made this shot a million freaking times.
He's made it, but he was flashed out and unfortunately not able to get that one until he was. At that point, going to see Enjoy, and we're still holding this gym area. TK and those red pings come out. They know for sure that Zach and the Thermite is sitting there. Going to take a second. The flash coming out, but boy, it dropped down the hatch. Not going to be enough, and they were going to give it up to Maze to take that one on a great round there after the rehost. 7-5 to Army of 5 Blue.
Wow. Yeah, great game to start us out. I mean, this is a best of 3, and it is looking like it's the potential to go, right? This is definitely one so back and forth that, yeah, potentially this could be the one that goes the distance. All right, folks, sit back, relax, fill your drink to the tippy top, because when we come back, it's going to be map number 2 in this best of 3. Ayo.
Let's go.
What's up, and welcome back, fellow Seed spectators and players. If you're just joining us, you're looking at a best of three as we head into the second map of a said best of three. I'm still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner and co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. Well, it was a pretty crazy first map, there, Whiskey?
Indeed, it was 7-5 on Clubhouse, back and forth all the way till the end. We saw the team finally, Army of Five, grab 2 in a row to finish that one off on the back of the rehost. I think the rehost was a big piece of that one, helping out the team sort of get some traction. That felt pretty good for them.
Yep, I'd agree with you. And now, Clubhouse done data. Out of here. Goodbye, sayonara. See you later. It's map number 2, and we head up to the Alps to do so. Grab your hot chocolate because it's Chalet, baby. And this is a fun map. Whiskey Run's absolute favorite map, I believe, right?
That's right. I love Chalet. Have not gotten tired of it, even though there's plenty of action that happens. We see this one all the time in competitive play. Why? Just a great map. 3 full floors, lots of spread out, very segmented from that perspective, so you got a lot of pushes across the map that happen, a lot of vertical play. Chalet is just a fun one, and Army of 5 Blue gonna stick with the standard, ban off Ying to start with.
Yep, and if I was gonna make a guess that was not gonna be correct.
BBL has been banning not the typical operators there. So Ace initially on Clubhouse and now Brava here. And I would have said if they were playing the Army of 5 main team that Brava's a great one. We see Stocky on Brava all the time, but have not know whether it was a target ban here for this team. They're going to stick with more of the standard though and go soulless for their defensive side.
Yep, I like that they brought out the soulless play here, and it probably going to follow it up. Yep, with the Valkyrie. We've seen her banned out on Chalet in a ridiculous amount of times. That intel just absolutely devastating, especially with all the soft breachables that are around here.
Yeah, and there was definitely some places up in the rafters, those cams that make Valkyrie really difficult to deal with. You almost have to bring the IQ to try and find a way to deal with her. So now, not going to have to worry about it this round. She is going to be gone, and we are going to have that Fenrir and Azami out. So Azami was banned out on Clubhouse, not going to see her this time. Not see her banned. See her played, to clarify.
Which I like even more, right? I like that even more, to see her play. And it's going to be the first round is going to see her in support of that Azami. We're going to see a little bit of slow down City as Aruni and Fenrir are going to both make their way out. Some util to burn, potentially. And the intel denied. We saw that at Army of 5 on their...
no. Boy, that was bad timing.
Yeah, that was incredibly rough timing. So that is going to give an immediate body count in favor of BBLs. They find themselves in a 5v4 situation right out the gate off the back of the disconnect. Sheesh, that's a tough one. And I think that was that the smoke as well.
He is already returned, so he's going to be able to help on the cams, but yeah, not going to be able to help in the body count perspective.
You know, it is an interesting little piece of tidbit here.
Sure.
Army of 5 starting on defense. How often do you hear us say that?
How often do you say what?
Army of 5 is starting on defense.
That's true. That does not happen very often. That is for absolute certainty.
Opting to, a couple of shots into the closet. Knows he's got a neighbor there to deal with, but they're going to get some dronage inside to see if they can get pinpoint down that location. And here's why Azami is so huge. Look at this Kiva barrier that we just have set up guarding this whole mezzanine area. It is going to be Gingy to be the... Jeez, oh my lord, trades ring out as only Gingy does lose his life, but it's off the back of the Fenrir and the Aruni that go down. So I guess trade impactful for sure, as now we sit into a 4v1.
Yeah, that was definitely a trade that was worth it for sure for this attacking team. And again, looking at more of the attacker side, all up to Maze. Of course, we did start off 4v5, so we're going to reserve some judgment here for round 2 and see can Maze hold on. Had a great ending there to Clubhouse. On the back, I think 5 kills there in just those last 2 rounds after the rehost. So, gonna see whether or not this is gonna be his map as well. That plant going down, but not gonna get any points for it as Donut takes out Maze before he can before that plant can actually go down.
That's a cool background. Card background. Did you see that?
I did. I like that one.
Big dub. Okay, well, that is BBL to find the first win off the back of the potentially off the back of the DC. We'll see here in round number 2. They are going to take it up to 2F. It looks like we're going to be seeing the castle and the Azami brought out for this strat.
Yeah, definitely interesting. That's the other thing that we were going to say during this setup was not starting on first floor, right? We have not seen the Army of 5 blue team in a while. To get a chance to play, and this is, I believe, our first time casting the BBL team. Not our first time casting some of the players on this team that have put themselves together in this squad here for the OCS quals. But, yeah, interesting that they're not starting on that first floor. We had seen that be so often that we were for sure calling those the primary sites at this point.
Yeah, they like to throw a little wrench into it. Put us back up onto 2F with a bit of an extension downstairs. You can see head holes being set up on the 45 area to help guard that main lobby, that push up those that main stair and have that presence from kitchen and blue. I like it. On the attack side of it, we are going to see the Twitch on the board. I guess to I don't know, deal with the defaults. Not much that she's going to be able to be zapping off the board. But of course, it is the F2, so who doesn't love to see that being brought out again?
Yeah, I mean, maybe to take down those mute jammers, it's got pretty far range from that perspective, the Womai magnets, if they're trying to find a way in, get some of those nades, right? You see 4 nades there between Chase and Promanthano trying to find a way to get some nades in. And there, that first Finka boost coming out, she's bringing 60 HP to the table. Part of the reason that I think she's played so often.
Yeah, and that's going to be the first kill off the board. Castle gone. Twitch trying to get active here with that drone inside the library. Does take a shot onto the inside.
Well, you know what? If you're not gonna go for the electronic devices, just do some damage while you're there. We talk about those Maestro cams able to take some shots onto the players. Well, Twitch can do that as well.
Boy, there's some more damage done to the Finka, and that is going to be Enjoy taking off the board and Donut to be on the respond as May's going to find him. Waiting on that last little bit of stim is Promanthano on a 5 HP in a dream type scenario in this 4v2.
They're trying to find Maze, the Azami, holding down this upstairs mezzanine area. She has been devastating for it. Backed herself all the way back into sight, though. They're going to be searching, so they've got a lot of control now at this point. Seeing the defensive team bunker themselves back down into sight.
Yeah, that's a good call here. We do have the Sledge. Ooh, jumping in through the window takes a bit of damage. Oh, jeez, and the L85 going to claim the life.
It's going to take a little bit of damage, but going to finish that one off. The castle barricade, interesting. I think that was actually, might have been hindering the movement of the defending team a little bit.
They had to rotate there for sure.
Yeah, just interesting that they had that sight line. I think originally blocked off as part of protecting the player in the bathroom from like a big window rappel, but we didn't see the attacking team really take that avenue. So felt like it was kind of holding them back a little bit. But on round 3, the tertiary site finally comes out, like you called it. Going to see them go downstairs. So haven't seen them win, so they could have played anywhere, but they're continuing the site rotate anyway. They've got their plan, and they're going to stick to it even with 2 attacker wins.
Yep. Stick to the plan. Build off the routine. What you practice is how you play. So they're going to head onto that kitchen dining setup, and a couple of well-placed Goyos here. As we see kind of a new face on the board for us this evening, one of them being on the table for default plan. And here's what you like to see out of the attack team. They do have the thermite, right? Enough opening power to give yourself a great direct line of sight in. I like to see the OSA because you set up on top, you set up down below, gives you a bit of cover as you're trying to take on those engagements and stop the flank from happening. Not going to be the case here by the attackers. We're going to opt for the Capitao instead. Do some smoke and fire, smoke and mirror damage.
Now, the Twitch here in this case could be incredibly impactful. We talked about Frost having a little bit of an outsized impact, and we've said she comes out often on Chalet. Just wanted to point out, though interesting, she's not on the board here, not being played, but Twitch hopefully going to be able to clear out some of these Goyo canisters. That's going to be an important part of her utility, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That's the reason we're seeing her brought out, is those Goyo canisters can be so devastating in the late round, and they're just
Look at that.
So freaking long.
That was a great location for that Goyo. They had one at the top of the stairs on a bit of an angle, and covering 3 here in this default plant area. They have got this absolutely locked down, and the mute jammers in some locations to potentially try and hold off this the Twitch from coming in and trying to open them up early.
Yeah, I do like it. Now, we do see ourselves in a minute and a half left on the board, and here's the fun thing. We're still 5-all. Now, it's going to be Thermite to start opening up that main breach from the lobby area. Got to find a way to deal with the mute. Send in the sniper drone.
Well, we're thinking going to send in the drone, but no, she's holding a tight angle out here, continuing to look in this 2F site. I'm wondering, she still has got both of them, but is not using those drones for utility clear. At this point, perspective, okay, going to take out the Wamai and try and hold this position, but boy, it feels dangerous for her to be spending all of the time focusing on taking kills rather than utility, but I guess Genji's going to just prove me wrong and go ahead and take a double here. Maybe a triple on Fenrir? Yes.
Oh my
gets
Lord.
It.
What a call. What a call. Yeah, Fenrir gets it as well. Now puts themselves in the position for, as you say, on pace for the ace, but Chase going to find themselves taken down, and that's going to be mute off the board as well as Promanthano, and that DMR going to find one, and that takes us into a 4v1 in a really terrible situation if you're Goyo right now.
Yep, trying to make his way up, but there is the plant going down, going to take down Genji, so going to stop his reign of terror, and still got to find 3 more members of this BBL team with the diffuser down.
Yeah, it just adds a sense of urgency to everything you do. A hurry, 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 because you know the cross is set up. You know you're not going to be able to take that diffuse now. To be able to find one here potentially, but looks the wrong way. It's going to be Donut to clean it up. And BBL looking really good here on these first couple of rounds.
Yeah, I mean, this is their map pick, so this was the one that they had the option where they wanted to go, feeling very good here about Chalet, and I think, you know, plays into that storyline a little bit. Army of 5 Blue taking their map pick on Clubhouse, Chalet coming back, and again, if we're talking about the defensive meta of Siege currently, for BBL to take 3 on attack, feeling very good right now. Still early, though.
Yeah. Yep, still early, but, I mean, it does put Army of 5 a bit on the back foot, not having a single defensive win. Means we're going to see our 4th site. Have we seen basement already?
We have not. They played the 2F twice, and now both of the first floor sites.
Yeah, so not going to be our 4th.
10 seconds left.
Now, hopefully we didn't lose your whiskey, but we're seeing Army of 5 set up. They've had the addition of the Mira, bringing out the Mira here to supplement Maze, playing the Azami with that shoddy is just opening up sight lines everywhere. And I'm thinking going to see the Mira come out here, continuing to hold the basement in addition to that mezzanine hold. I think that's a good add here from the team. Yep, gonna hold the pool table area games. And now we've got the Flores out from the attacking side again. Very, a really important part of the attacking lineup here. So they try and clear out some of this defensive utility and continue their dominance on attack.
Yeah, kind of have to need. And can you hear me? Am I still coming through?
Yep, now you are.
Okay, and a huge part of taking that those key barriers out and dislodging that Mira or whoever's going to be playing on that Mira is the Flores drone. Yeah, going to be really useful. Now, is that the spray through that just happens to find the Jaeger? Jeez.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was just random spray or whether or not they had a piece of intel on him knowing that he was in that location. But the hack gonna come out. One of the reasons that Dokkaebi banned out consistently is they now have complete access to those defender cams. Not a lot of extras, just the defaults plus that 1 BP from Fenrir.
Yep, body balance is shifted over in favor of BBL yet again, something we've been saying quite a bit on Chalet. And kind of in a really good position because there's plenty of time left. There's so much time left on the board for this, what is kind of amounted to a pretty standard push towards bar and game.
Oh, the unfortunate Legion Mine coming. I mean, just standing right in the middle of the doorway there. And there finds the Azami, finally going to clear her out of that power position in mezzanine, holding that library area. Going to continue to see Fenrir push. He is going to take that down, though. The boost from Finka. Can he run? No way.
Donut now on the triple kill, but the real VIP is Chase, and that Finka boost, that was absolutely clutch. Somebody clipped that. You just made the highlight reel, buddy.
No way he gets downed by Fenrir, gets boosted, and then takes out the Fenrir. A quad from Donut coming in. Are they gonna let him get this ace?
When it starts to go down, they've got it set up, but it's gonna be Pro Man Thano to steal that ace away. It's that devastating DMR. We talked about it being huge in the hands of the right people. Well, Pro Man Thano seems to know what he's doing with it.
That's right. Found a way to get that kill, even through the Fenrir there, just clearing out. Continuing fire, don't stop, empty the clip, and it worked in that case, although that was going to be a really tough climb back for the Army of 5 blue team, even if he hadn't gotten that kill. The Finka coming in extremely clutch there, not just on the pickup on the top of those blue stairs to finish off Fenrir, but also we saw Donut was very close to death a few different times there, and the Finka coming in to save his life. Part of the reason that he was sitting at 8-1 currently as we head into round 5.
8-1 inside of 5. Holy cow! Yeah, that's the kind of the tell. That's kind of the storyline here. If you look on the other side of it, 1-0-1-1-1. Sounds like I'm talking in code, but alas, it is not it. It's the kills for the other side of the team. Army of 5 looking incredibly different. Map number 1 on that clubhouse game. What's the change?
That's a good question, right? They started on attack, which I think, we talk about Army of 5, but the main roster feeling very comfortable on attack. They're starting on attack most of the time that I think we've had a chance to cast them. So this is the blue team, a little bit of a different team. We have had a chance to cast them in the past. I'm wondering whether or not that was, are they better on attack? Do they feel more comfortable starting on attack?
Potentially. Yeah, potentially. And we'll find out. It is the castle we utilized here again in conjunction with the Mute and the Fenrir and the Azami. So really just a lot of operators designed to kind of funnel you into where this defense wants you to go. The kill box, if you will.
That's right, getting themselves set up here. Gonna have the ace, trying to get some real estate there. All they've got for a breach denial there is the Mute. They don't have any of the electricity, so likely they're gonna have one on the wall that Ace is gonna have to deal with, and the rest of this team are gonna try and open up both of these doubles there. Yep, can see that muted out.
So first minute off the board, and it's just holding the angle, waiting for a couple of toes to make themselves known. price for that potentially. Gonna open up some of that verticality that we talk so much about. Hold on to that stairs, maybe get a peek towards those box 1, box 2 in the trophy area. But here's the fun part, minute 21 whiskey, and we're still 5-all. What does that mean? That means it's about to get real spicy real quick, so hold on to your halos here, folks. Ooh, sledge. Oh, my lord. Not able to find the kill, but it's going to be a swing from both sides, retreating back to the safety of the Kiva barrier, doubling down on it and heading back to the half wall as well. Smoke's going to come out, so we're going to start to see a potential execute.
I can't believe that we didn't see Castle lose his life on that entry. He got absolutely surprised like crazy, and Maze for a double there. No, I thought for sure it was gonna grab a double. That's the plant going down the half wall, protecting Zach though, as now all up to Castle and Azami here in this last 40 seconds. Boo, never mind, not up to Azami. Castle's got to find a way, but he's gonna walk right across the sight line that the planter had.
Oh. Dang, that's a devastating situation. And caught slipping and put sleeping, and that, man, that's crazy. That puts us one away from a match point. BBL having just about as perfect as an opening half as you can actually even have. I mean, it has been just the
The timing on your mic cutting out there was truly delightful, because you say it has just been a, and then we heard silence there for a second. So I want to know what the end of that sentence is, man. Are you back? You with us? Nope, not yet. We're gonna find out what the rest of his sentence was in just momentarily, my friends. Bringing out the Goyo again for this first floor site. We saw some really great positioning, I think, for Goyo. It didn't work out. They couldn't convert it into a round win, but Goyo bringing out and putting those explosive canisters in some of these great locations again. Love this one at the top of the stairs again. I like it. I like this setup. I like the way that that they've got it set up from a site perspective here. And now the interesting switch up. Maze going on to the Wamai. We had seen, I think, Maze play on the Azami every round so far, but Stab gonna take a stab at it. Chase looking for that drone hole kill, taking out the toes of this defending team, and we're seeing the lineup switch come out across the board. And Donut really one of the main players there playing on this this Maverick, making this entry downstairs and going to find Stab on the Azami, and that is unfortunate. She's gonna lose. I mean, she needs to survive at least half the round to have all of those Kiba barriers out and available. Gonna lose her life too early though. They're gonna stay in pocket.
Bomb located by attackers.
Yep, continuing to find this utility, and that was the Goyo. Yes, knows that there's a drone there, and they've got him pinged out, trying to find a way to get themselves into this site. All they've got, no breach now, so this should be able to open up pretty quick from Zach. Except for the impact tricking, that's going to be the only thing that they've got available. And there it is. You've got Goyo is ready and waiting. Going to be successful with that impact trick. Let's go.
Special charge. Stay clear.
I mean, incredibly successful there with the impact tricking. That's unfortunate. That is both of the thermite charges down. They're going to leave that main wall closed, so there is going to be no way for them to find a way in through the downstairs and go for the quick plant close to the dining room table. So you've got Donut and Zach upstairs trying to find a way down. It is all up to TK, though. It is a 1v2 the last 45 seconds. Are we going to find a way for Army of 5 to not go down 6-0, put BBL on match point? No way. Donut is going to, this time, get the ace to clear out a perfect attacking half round 7 and match point, my friend. They have made it there. A perfect 0-6 half. Unbelievable. All kind of falling apart there for the Army of 5 blue team here on Chalet. It does not appear to be their map.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We'll definitely get Whiskey Glitter back in here as soon as his internet cooperates. Gonna see this BBL team on their defensive half for the first time here on Chalet. Gonna set up with the deployable shield top blue. That's something we didn't see Army of 5 do in general as part of their setup. They spent a lot of time setting up that top mez area, but not having some of that same positioning. Gonna see the first floor site come out. More of what we expected from this from the T3, T4 scene, with this first floor sites really being part of the primary at this point on Chalet. So Army of 5 Blue playing it a little bit differently than we've seen fairly consistently, with 2 players downstairs with, oh no, not with C4s, only one, Donut and Promanthano playing downstairs in the basement here, waiting to see whether or not someone's going to use their tactic of entering through that garage double on Snowmobile. Love seeing the upside down rappel. It's a tight angle that he's got, trying to find a shot in through that library window. And you've got the Capital playing upstairs as well, trying to clear out, but not a big hold here from the defense on library. Continuing to hold that upside down rappel. Fenrir, the chess man, making that switch. Going to try. We see a lot of this attacking team pushing in from the library area, so he's going to turn those on.
Ooh. Sorry about that. We had a bit of a technical difficulty on my end. Check, check. 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Hey! Whiskey Glitter is back. Appreciate you joining us. Now, Maze finding one, and it was a 6-0 half, my friend. BBL perfect on attack. And seeing how they're going to hold on their defense.
Okay, a little bit of a tie-up here. P10 Roney ringing out, and it is going to be TK to find one as well. Now taking body balance in favor of nobody. Is Enjoy going to see his death here on this match point scenario? Minute 17 left. We find ourselves in a 3-3 scenario.
Try to look at this. Holding from the hatch. Chase. Oh, disgusting angle there, holding the upstairs hatch. We see that occasionally, but Maze just didn't have as good of an angle. All down to 2v3, the last minute left. They've got to find a way to make this happen. You've got just Stab, just TK left. They still have Diffuser, but trying to find a vertical position here. There's no C4s on the board, so at least they can stand to hold this vertical position without worry of getting C4'd from below.
Yeah. So body balance is tipped in favor of BBL. They start to push up. It's looking pretty good on this match point scenario. Just 2 to contend with. Capital takes a bit of damage. They're going to force themselves to walk in here and potentially get a plant going through right on the door. Look for the smoke. Look for the fire. It's going to be rotate around as they held in to that closet area. Puts himself to a better position. Flores, Stab going to be able to find Chase off the board. Now to a 2-2. Plant's starting to go down. It's the spray through the holes, but not going to find anything. Here's him coming. Takes the shot. Defenders. Pro Man going to clean it up. Holy cow.
The last round, a perfect 7-0, flawless victory coming out there on Chalet for this BBL team. Donut, a 4K, and the ace to add to his accolades there on that round. What a round, my friend.
17-3. Jeez. Okay, well, folks, we got Cafe coming at you here. We talked about all the glitz, all the glam, where you're going to be able to see it in person as we come back for map number 3. So sit back, relax. Don't do that. Relax. Fill your drink to the tippy top. I come back, it's going to be the stunning conclusion to this best of 3. Ayo.
Let's go. That is the greatest Moment in my life, bro.
What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. It's time. Map number 3 in this best of the same name. It's been an absolute barn burner, except for BBL coming out with a flawless victory on map number 2. Just absolutely turned around a complete game change, 180, if you will. And so, because of that, we get to see ourselves map number 3, Cafe. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, still my partner, my co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. What's up,
Welcome
Whiskey?
back. Welcome back, everyone, to OCS Season 4 closed qualifiers. Getting a chance to see who is going to make it into the Contender League, who is going to be playing it out in the Arena League, who's going to have that opportunity to fight for their Outlast Classic Series top spot at the end. Looking forward to it, man. This was a best of 3. We've already seen Clubhouse go definitely a back and forth, but Army of 5 Blue coming up with the win on Clubhouse. Chalet on map 2, a 7-0 victory from BBL. Extremely dominant seeing that team play Chalet flawlessly on both sides of the map. And then the final in this best of 3, Cafe. And I'm not sure the way this one's going to go, my guy.
Yeah, couldn't call it. Does BBL look the same they looked in map number 2, or is this going to be a little bit closer of a game, Army of 5 to show up? I mean, it was just an absolute outright spanking on map number 2, completely contradictory to what we saw map number 1, the back and forth with Army of 5 taking it. So, I mean, honestly, I'm happy for map number 3, so I can't call it, man. I can't even call it.
So BBL coming out with some of the interesting bans again. The Dokkaebi, the Solus as the standards, but seeing Ram banned out, that's interesting. Not usually one. I mean, she makes an appearance occasionally, but there's a lot of breachable floor here. Cafe, 3 full floors, the giant square, but lots of breachable floors between those levels. So the opportunity for vertical play, BBL not wanting to deal with that when they are on their defensive half.
Yep, and here it is again, something that we don't say very often. Army of 5 going to start out on defense here on Cafe. And we're going to see the first floor as the primary here to get us going. Castle be extended into that bakery, potentially extending almost that whole first floor area. See somebody playing that coat check, somebody holding whiskey, potential for the long angle on white, and of course, bakery boot. So a couple of good players here. One of them we're going to see on board that we haven't seen yet this evening, I think. That's going to be Thorn. We see this evening yet?
We have not. This is our first time to get a chance to see her coming out, bringing the deployable shield, bringing that 1.5 on her gun. She got a much higher pick rate after that 1.5 change. The 1.5 has just been really impactful from a defensive perspective. Seeing that for sure helps drive the operator choice, but with so many great defensive operators, I don't think that's the only thing at this point that's driving it.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. We brought some of that soft breach. A bull is Buck and Gridlock on the board. Gridlock bringing that shoddy. And Pro Manthano back onto that health, relying on some of that, would you say, 60 HP being brought to the table here, which was in one of the rounds an absolute game changer.
Yeah, kept Donut alive to be able to get him into a position to get that a 4K and then an ace just, I think, 2 rounds later.
Yep, so W plays. We're going to see it yet again. Maze holding down that white, going to be helping the Wamai, making sure that they can't push into it. They've got the intel that it's there, so you're going to see a little bit of a contest, but some discs going to go out, help secure from some of those flashes that are undoubtedly going to come in. The nade that's going to try to take that deployable out.
That's right. All of those nades coming out, or all of those Wamai discs coming out to make sure that try and protect that shield, keep it up and alive. And Donut making a ton of noise on the stairs here. For sure, Wamai knows that he's being pushed in that location. That's why he's got all of those discs out. But this is the strat we saw Army of 5 use again, leaving half of the main breach open. So that way, it makes it a little bit more difficult for this team to try and get to get that main breach open, because they can't set up. And that was a ton of flashes coming out to hopefully get the shield down, which they do. They're pushing Wamai hard at this point. Combination of brown stairs and bottom white, trying to find a way to get him out of that position. Gain some map control over here at bottom white.
Yes, well, it's important real estate, right? One of those core points to put pressure on, especially because it's half breached. That means that it's only going to take an Ash or a Buck or a Gridlock potentially to open it up, and then it's free sight without having to spend a ton of utility. Now, Zac Attack on the triple kill finds ourselves into a 3v2 scenario. Still winnable for the defense. It's only 23 seconds left, but it's going to be Pro Man putting some pressure on from the vertical area, trying to catch somebody on the rotate in from the double. Now going to be holding the angle as we get a little bit more intel. They do get the wall open. Warden got his glasses on. 8 seconds looking for that default plant. He's going to find
That's
him.
the fuser.
What a shot. Absolutely. Jeez, now going for the plant, gonna put themselves in the back corner, but it's a too little too late scenario. Sport really cleaned that one up.
Yeah, that was a great shot there on the carrier there. That was exactly what we needed to see Army of Five Blue do on their defense. Start off right. Now, this is the first time that they've won a round since Clubhouse, not picking up a single one on Chalet. So the mental not completely chalked. Army of Five Blue, as expected, still in this game and ready to win.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so a little bit of that 2F site location to take us to the next one, and kind of the off pick here, right? It's going to be fireplace and mining instead of fireplace and reading, which is kind of what we normally see, at least on the first of the first floors. So a bit of an off pick, but we're still going to see the castle, which means we're probably going to see that extension to the 3F location.
That's right. A ton of defensive utility and setup going on up here on this 3F site. You called it out. You're going to see them spend a ton of time and utility up here. Because all of that vertical pressure that the attackers can bring, they're going to hold on to this third floor as long as they possibly can. Very similar to setup to how they would if this was the actual site.
Yeah. And that's why, of course, we also saw, well, I guess not... BBL was attacking first, so banning the ram was a preemptive strike against that said verticality. But they did bring some operators to help facilitate that. Ash on the board can bring up soft breaches. And those Ash charges, which do a ton for opening up that floor. You see there's part of that extension being utilized on the freezer wall.
Ooh, nice shot there from Twitch, clearing out some of this again, clearing out the defensive utility, getting the cams, plus the Wamidus, and seeing that Legion is playing right there, ready for the drop.
Yep, ready. Willin says, jump on in. The water ain't fine, my friend. Shoddy in hand to start making some rotates. And they're still holding on to this cocktail. Real estate, very heavy. It's going to be a huge spot of contention for sure. Now, you saw him throw that Legion goo off to the side of the door. I was just getting told about how much more powerful Legion is than we thought, because, something you don't take account into is those Legion goos have a radius, which means you don't have to put them directly in line of sight for them to be successful. So you put them onto the side of the doorway where that radius is still going to hit and trip when it goes through, so it's completely undetectable. Oh no, not the TK!
Oh, the TK from Donut taking out Promanthano. That's unfortunate. It's a 4v5. That was the first kill in the round. It's unfortunate you're going to lose the Capital and the smokes and fire that he brings. I don't think he had used up his bolts yet at this point.
Yeah, that's going to be death with util in pocket. Boo to find another one on the Gingy. Takes the body balance heavily in favor of Army of Five as it starts to get a little bit equalized. Chase to find stab. As he starts to chase another double. So a little bit closer in that score line, or excuse me, in that body balance.
There's that intel coming out, knowing that Legion is playing in that location, but how to get down and engage silently, that's the part that they haven't found a way to manage yet. Still got all the defenders have bunkered back down, or at least playing on this first floor location.
Shots from Fireplace ringing out. Donut trying to capitalize. Now takes Zac attack to find TK. Does get evened up. Is Enjoy going to find Donut? And that's the plan starting to go down. Here's somebody close. Gets off of it. And it's going to be a double kill from Zac attack as the plan starts to go back down again. Cross is set up. Enjoy going to be trying to come in from the back end. They don't know. They do know. They hear him get off it, and they are going to down it. 7 seconds left, and they got to get this kill, or it's going to be a time winner.
What a shot at the last second chase. Oh, unfortunate. Wamai swung at the... Well, I guess he wasn't swinging. He was just walking himself, crouch walking slowly over there. But, wow, that could not have come down to the wire closer. BBL finds one on round 2 to tie it up. Boy, that looked absolutely in A5's favor there up until the literal last second.
Yeah, some individual heroics come out on the back of Chase for that one as he claims the round for his team. And that ties us up 1-1. Now, hopefully, Whiskey, we're going to see, and here's the other Terse site, right? We're going to see Reading and Mining next. Probably going to see a similar strat, but instead of the castle, we're going to see the mirror being utilized. Similar, though. They're going to probably dedicate quite a few resources to holding that verticality yet again. But I'm hoping that this is going to be a little bit more reminiscent of the first map, Clubhouse, where we see a bit of the back and forth. It already seems to have started that way.
I wouldn't have said back and forth at the start of round 2 there, because it looked like Army of 5 Blue had absolutely set that up and won that round there, just on the back of some great heroics from Chase to clear it out. So gonna see whether or not they can do it again. And boy, we haven't seen the quick plant come out yet in this best of 3, but I would love to see it at this point.
Bomb located by attackers.
Well, it's definitely something that we've seen the various Army of 5 teams bring to the table. So potentially when we see the Reading site on the other side of it, could be a potential to go. That would be excellent. Now here we are seeing Jackal. One of the things about Cafe, folks, is that it's huge. Right? 3 floors that you have to contend with, and if you're playing in the middle, that means both are going to be viable for the roam game, and there's going to be a ton of investment into that roam game because the verticality is so freaking huge here.
Not going to go with the quick plant there in the Reading door, and that's sort of what Stab was expecting, playing there behind the cocktail, trying to find a spot to protect that location and playing behind the mirror. But Donut going to be the first one to fall. So far, not able to replicate his heroics that we saw in Chalet, sitting at 1 and 3. But overall, seeing the BBL team struggle at this point. That's Chase going down as well. It's all up to Zach, Gingy, and Promanthano.
Yeah, you said it. Body bounce is tipped in favor of Army of 5. They do get some intel that somebody is still sitting behind that mirror. So the problem is they still have to take care of this top floor presence before they can start to put some pressure on completing the objective, especially being so low in the score line. Now that's going to be another to be found out. Is Promanthano's face going to catch some bullets there, taking us into a 5v2, but they're going to start going for the plan anyways.
Gonna start going for the plant, but faked it, and I was gonna say grab the double off the back, but loses that gun battle with Maze, and now it is all up to Gingy. He does not have the diffuser. It's in the same room, but at this point, without vertical control and one of the players on the same floor as him, he's just gonna have to go for kills here and hope. But look at Warden just playing ring around the rosy here on 2F.
Yeah, the world's deadliest game of. You don't want to be the one who's caught on the back end, and there it is. Oh,
he's gonna get a triple though.
Gingy with the triple, now taking us into an old-fashioned 1v1 showdown here, and it's gonna be the plant starting to go down. Now, does he have the vertical? Is he in the spot to take care of
No,
this?
he wasn't.
That's gonna be a negative.
TK either not knowing where exactly he was, and he's found the diffuser. That bulletproof cam is done. The question is, who is going to swing or be swung? And it is TK to finish him out. Wow, with just enough time, plenty of time, to be able to counter diffuse there. A5 taking that. Boy, this one is going back and forth. Even inside the round, we're seeing the back and forth.
Yeah, no kidding. And this will be the map of individual heroics, right? A couple of 1vx scenarios, couple of 1v1s. Yeah, this has got the makings to be a real classy game. Final map on this best of 3. And if you're just joining us here, it's been an absolute great match back and forth. The Army 5 takes map number 1. BBL takes map number 2 decisively. And so we're here currently looking at the pattern. Just want to say thanks for hanging out with us. We got a cool giveaway coming up here for the Siege Double Shot. Because we did reach that 1,000 follower mark, all thanks to you guys. Well, we're giving away a hat, a special hat. Got some signatures on it we got at the Atlanta Major. Some of those notable names, including Kino, Bolo, Penguin, Spirits, Boys, NJR, Yaga, you know, just a couple of, you know, names you might have heard of once or twice. We're going to be giving that away as a thank you. So if you head over to our Twitter, check it out. It's at glitter_whiskey. Follow the rules for the giveaway, which will be happening during the SI.
That's right. Continuing part of the content creators here for Ubisoft got the opportunity to be part of the official SI watch party. So outside of the casting that we see, we're also going to be watch partying there and, like you said, giving away a piece of Siege history to the viewers just for hanging out. That's it.
Yeah,
we love you guys.
Good. Yep, 100%. Easy call. Okay, here we go. First minute starting to wind down as the drones do what drones do. Look at the angle, holding it long. Gonna catch one early if he can capitalize. Ooh, misses the potential to get one. It's gonna be the drone suss him out potentially now.
Oh yeah, the drop there is gonna look. They know that they've got one of the players, but can Jackal get close enough to grab some of those footprints without putting himself in danger? Yes, he is going to be able to get Castle there.
Yep, that's a live ping. Oh, ho, ho! Oh no, was that the C4?
It was. Yep, and now I'm going to try and get him rezzed. And the shot's coming from below, trying to make sure that he's not going to be able to be rezzed. But that is Warden playing from down below. Look at this. They're opening up some sight lines, putting some pressure. They forced him all the way back towards that prep door, though.
Still holding on to the angle, though. Ready to play live should it happen to be so. And this is a familiar setup. Thorn and Wamai holding on to that whiskey area together again, where they really defended White and whiskey very well. This would be Ash to start doing some of that vertical and help out Buck. Rotate set up and a little bit of that sight lines as they try to fish in a barrel, and that's going to be the first to fall. From Anthano going to find Enjoy off. That's going to be bot bounce tipped in favor of the BBLs. The last 60 seconds going to start to take away.
Oh, Donut going to swing Maze. It does not work out for him, though. So he's going to take him off the board. The Donut continues a little bit of that trouble, that streak, and Maze going to find another. Promanthano, though, going to get a triple here on round 4. Gonna see if he can find 2 more for that ace, but we still got Boo and TK to deal with. And they've got some defensive posture adopted, continuing to play downstairs here. Got the Fenrir, still alive, still able to change around those gadgets, so the attacking team gonna have to watch out, try and find out where they're playing at. TK playing there in Harry Potter, watching some of these long angles to Whiskey.
Yep, 2-2, 18 seconds left. Feeling like it's pretty defensive-sided here. But we have seen some individual heroics before. Thermite pushing in, going to get himself ready to start getting for the plant. 9 seconds left. He's going to get swung on. Oh, the air jab now takes us into a 1v1. 3 seconds left, and it's going to be Boo to clean it up. My lord, the air jab, and then the finish up on the free fire around the corner. Jeez.
Yeah, I thought the air jab was going to protect Promanthano as he tries to jump through that double, or get ready to anyway. Loses his life early, so that's another defender win. Now feeling a little bit more one-sided there, but again coming down to the last few seconds of the rounds, and not. I don't feel like we're seeing a ton of utility-based gameplay. There is a lot of setup going on, but it's really coming down to, I feel like, this sort of TDM. Taking shots at the end to clean up each of these rounds. It's been down to the wire, my friend.
Yeah, no kidding. Down to the wire, but it seems to play out in Army of Five's favor. They do sit up in the scoreline. Now, not wholly unexpected, right? This is a defensive side of map, and not just in a little way. This has got some clear defensive capabilities, and so 3-1 on as the current split, not wholly unexpected. Right, if BBL can come up with another win, put them along the lines of that 4-2 split, that standard that we're always talking about. I think they feel pretty good going into their defensive round. Army of 5 got to build up some momentum and hopefully take them to a 5-1. I think if they want to feel pretty good on their attack side, but depending on what they bring to the table. This is Army of 5, known for their attack strategy.
Indeed, yeah. BBL going to have to find a way to hopefully at least find one more on attack. They've got to hit that 4-2 split to have a real fighting chance going into their defensive half. And like you said, at Cafe, defensive-sided map for sure.
That's right in front of him, but he's going to get pwned, and owned. He's going to get the trade out as they come up the stairs, taking this into a 4-4 pro on the trade out to Boo, who did have the individual heroics of the last match, so not going to be a factor, and going to die with some goo in his pocket.
That was a great shot there, right? Having, waiting for them to shoot the goo out, but then being prone, and the attacker thinking the logical step was he's going to be rotated up the stairs. Unfortunately, easily traded out, though, as he was sitting prone. So, going to lose his life. Whether or not that was a good trade or not, it was the top frag from the previous map, but Donut has been struggling here a little bit. It is their hard breach, or at least half their hard breach crew. Zach still got the ace available.
Okay, 4-4, minute 28. And yeah, like you said, still has that Selma charge on the board, at least one of them, so he can give himself a potential to crawl through, not crawl through, crouch through. Oh, there's a shot. Pro Man getting active yet again as he finds himself now in that 5-3 scenario, but he is in the throes of the fear. Fog has gripped him, and that is going to be Chase now to go down, taking us into a 3v2. Pro Man also lasts his life.
Stab. Oh, yeah, Stab playing from the stairs, and then Zack Attack answering back. It's a 2v2. Minute left. Still a lot of time here for these for this double attacking crew. Plus, they've still got the hard breach in, so they can open up some more sight lines here. Plus the intel from Ayana.
Boy, that's an aim lapse movement right there, flicking between the different ball sizes. Man, what the control that these guys have is just absolutely insane. Now, it does get spotted out on the Gemini replicator, so they've got the intel maze sitting there, and they're going to act off that intel. Zack Attack finding maze, and that's the plant starting to go down. Stab from the vertical angle, going to look to try to catch some shots on the leg, but not going to happen, as Gingy was ready and said, "Get behind me."
That's right. Knew that Castle was playing on those red stairs. He had taken a few shots, so the natural sight there, rotate up and try and find a shot down on the planter, but good coverage there from the BBL team to be able to cover the plant and the hatch. They found their second on attack, so Army of 5 Blue, I think, definitely expected to win the next one here. The interesting thing is, I don't think they've played third floor yet. They've been all first and second floor on Cafe. I don't think we've seen a third floor site yet.
Well, one of the interesting things that our local analyst Naj has brought up several times is there's a couple of maps that have some sites that are so played that they kind of become a little bit unplayable. Now, we've seen a switch up a little bit in that actual meta, as one of the examples used to be Cash CCT or Clubhouse, but kind of starting to see that take on a more dominant position. But I think 3F here kind of the same way, right? We use it as that verticality. You know it's going to be played, so we still dedicate some time, some resources, some manpower. In this case, 4 people setting up site up on 3F. Jeez.
With the 5th coming upstairs as well. Somebody forgot to tell them they picked the 2F site, or they are just running this back. Very interesting to see the way that this defending team has got it set up. Got some interesting VOD to review at the end of the night, my friend.
Yep, a little bit of rank stacks that will be, or rank strats that will be ready for him. Could have been interesting if an IGL saw that nobody was on site and we go for that potential quick plant, but not going to be the case. Just look at this. Twitch just getting a ton of util off the board.
That's right, and gonna bring out the second one. They're gonna be able to take out, I think, the Echo drones as well. Trying to find it. Yep, gets one. Boy, this is really amazing that how much utility here that Twitch is able to clear out on the 2F floor because everyone is upstairs, no one downstairs to shoot the drone.
Yeah, just free reign, and Twitch knows it, so if they send it in, do it again. Not necessarily going to be concerned with those mirror windows if they can just get down into sight. See, it's still 5-all as the first minute has ticked away. Ooh, ooh. He's going to find himself a little upset. Is his body going to get riddled full of bullets? Gingy going to find that kill. Body balance and man advantage going to be tipped over to the BBL side here as they try to tie up the half.
But this does feel like like you called it out. If the IGL could identify here that they've got nobody downstairs, they could go for the quick plant, but diffuser is cold. No one is carrying it currently. That must have been Zack Attack that was holding it in there. Iana does pick it up, so they've getting themselves in a position here potentially for quick plant. Trying to say, hey, team, can you open this up? Ash, get that one open for me.
I don't know about a quick plant. We only have 53 seconds left, but we definitely might be something that's a little bit more hurried in the execution phase. But that's going to be Donut to get taken off the board. Is the Vector going to find his dome piece? And this IQ sussing out where the heck this yokai drone is able to get it off the board. And maybe he gets a little intel that somebody's up there. It's going to be the potential rotate around here. Yep, plant's starting to go down. Now that's the problem, right? It's going to be a classic retake scenario here. As Echo not going to be able to stop that plant.
The IQ coming out clutch, finally finding the drone, and was putting the pressure on Echo to make sure that he didn't have access to the drone as the plant was going down. That was a great play there, trying to find a way to just keep him occupied, keep him busy, so that way he couldn't take the shot. And speaking of taking the shot, TK going to take down Promanthano. It's a 2v1. The diffuser is down. He's got 10 seconds left, my friend.
Yeah, less than now. Just 7-6-5. Gotta do something to stay alive. Not gonna be the case here. They're gonna find this win even off the back of 1v1. Just not enough time. So 3-3.
Chase says, I don't want to win with just in time. I'm going to find to pad that KD a little bit as we head into round 7 and the side swap. What a play there. We were definitely seeing 3-1 as we head into that mid of the first half, and BBL winning the next 2 in a row to go 3-3 half. When we were talking about this, thinking Army of 5 was on a roll there, and BBL came back pretty strong on the back of that first half.
Yeah. No kidding. So back down to the bakery site here. Well, not back down. This is, I guess, the op swap. We're going to see how
that's right.
How BBL is going to be playing their defense, and they're going to opt to go down to bakery first. I believe that's what we saw on the side of A5 Blue 2. Now, will there be the difference? Will we see 3F play here? A little bit, I guess, nod towards tradition instead of the contemporary. We don't want to play 3F.
Yeah, I'm definitely think it's interesting. We haven't seen that. Oh, did he get? He got the Fenrir on the bottom of the bottom of the table there in small bake.
Attackers are heading out.
Done. You're just so inventive. Right down, Whiskey. We got to find better places for our Fenrir traps.
Indeed, but interesting. Not seeing a ton of vertical play here coming out from this defending team. Mostly bunkered back down, with the exception of a little bit of third floor presence there again from Manthano and Donut holding down this top area. So seeing the attacking team get themselves set up, and they're bringing the Ying available since Ram was banned out. BBL team not wanting to see her as part of it, would rather deal with Ram, and definitely an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a little bit more of that in-your-face verticality. Oh, man. Promanthano going to be the first to fall. He does waste a bit of time, but not enough, I think. Still that first minute that's winding down the gameplay. So that's going to be man kicked over to Army of 5. So to see him take a little bit of a regroup now that they have a body balance and get themselves start to set up for that execute.
Donut rotated himself back down, back on the Mozzie as well. Had some success playing on Mozzie. And, oh, misdroned there. Don't think that they know that he's playing. We saw that drone jump past, look the wrong direction in the hallway. Gonna see he can take advantage of that intel? No, he is gonna get droned out there.
And they're gonna act off that intel, so Mozzie is gonna go down. That's gonna take us into a 5v3 situation as that kill does get confirmed by Stab. And now, that's some more first floor control and real estate that's taken up. Now find ourselves into, oh man, so close on the C4. Not able to catch one though. It's a 5v2 with a whole minute left on the board.
Yeah, plenty of time for the attacking team to get themselves set up, open sight lines, drone out, get the intel, find a way, and just forcing this defending team, the last two defenders alive, trying to take some shots through the floor. Not going to work out there for sure. Zack Attack goes down, so it's all up to Gingy to avoid the flawless at this point, I think is all he's trying to do, because getting a win on the back of this is going to be tough.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to take some real heroics. And now down to 20 HP in a dream, but that dream going to turn to a nightmare as the flawless is realized. Stab finding him on the long angle.
Just firing through the wall there, through the rotate and whiskey. And we head into round 8, 4-3. So they take their first attacking win. And, boy, look at that. Continuing the attacking win streak here. We are going to see our first 3 F-bomb site.
Okay, there we go. 3F, and it's going to be a pretty standard setup. We know that Army of 5 does like the Mira, play. So we're going to see her brought out here, of course, and a little bit of that intel deny. And yet again, pattern emerge. Valkyrie and Mozzie on the board. Going to be bringing a ton of intel, including the from Fenrir.
Well, you can afford to bring all the intel because Doe could be banned out, right? Not going to have to worry about having her steal all of the cams. They do have access to Brava. She was banned on Clubhouse, right? Clubhouse or Chalet. But not going to have her available here on Cafe. So going to be able to use all of that intel since Dokubi's not on the board.
Yep. Not a bad play here. Intel on both sides. Jackal and Grim going to be making an appearance as well. And still going to see that verticality in place. 8 and 6 Maze going to be bringing out the sledge. And the kill leader currently for Army of 5 Blue as they're up in the score line. Going to spread out a little bit on the BBL side. Kind of similar scorelines, or not scorelines, ADs across the board here, which I guess goes to show you why we're sitting at 4-3.
Yeah, very balanced for sure in this case. And that was one C4 going out from Zack, going to take a little bit of damage, not going to take any kills. So got a couple players from the Army of 5 Blue lost a little bit of health, and taking it a little bit slow as they get themselves set up and ready for this 3F execute.
All right, minute ticking by. Drones out, trying to suss out where the heck these guys are at. Do have some intel on the board, like we said. The Jackal, I'm gonna try to help suss out this roam game as well. Now it is gonna be Zack Attack first down, not confirmed on the kill, but he is stuck in the closet, and a revive from here is gonna be quite dicey. As the trades to ring out, is Gingy gonna find one, and May's gonna answer back on the chase, taking us into a 4v3 effectively. Because they're not, I don't think they're going to be able to get this mute back up.
Oh, look at Donut holding this angle. Does the repeller know? I don't think he does. Oh, he's gonna drop down. That's unfortunate for Donut's side. Thought he was gonna get a kill there on Grim Boo, but he's able to get his way out of there very quickly and avoid death. Look at that. To take a shot again?
Might have to, right? Now, of course, we still have 2 C4s in hand, and that is going to be finally Zack Attack to succumb to his injuries. And that takes us into a true 3v3. 4 seconds left. left on the board. Shots ring out. Valkyrie gonna find the next kill, but at a great cost. She's down to that really low HP in the blinky red. Little more and she would be dead.
The blinky red, a little more she'd be dead. Look at Donut. They're not able to clear him out from the cocktail area, but it is a 1v2 all up to TK. He's going to go ahead and fake plant there, try and get some action. He's got 12 seconds left. They had the time, but now all up to him.
Yep, they've got the intel. They know
He's going to get this plant down, though.
He's going to get the plant down and then get down, and that's going to be a tough situation for A5 Blue. Is BBL going to tie this one up? Barn burner? Yeah, I think so.
Bomb defusing attempt failed. Defenders
Sheesh. Okay. Well, round number 9. We're going to see us tied up. Everything on the line here. It's going to be back to that 2F location, back to the fireplace reading. Now, here's the question. Is now the time when we see the quick plant from Army of 5? This is something we've seen them do before, where they pile themselves up on the hell door, and then it's the buck in, the Gon 6 on the door, and the plant right inside. I'd sure love to see that.
I think we've seen, you know what, that's a good point. I think that was the blue team that ran that strat in the past, so definite possibility, but also, you know, we have definitely seen the meta change, I think, considerably in the game of Siege, even over the last 2 months. I think we have seen a lot of changes happen, so whether or not some of those quick plant strats still work in the current meta is a bit of a question mark. The defensive side, the operators are so strong. The Fenrir coming out more often. It's a question mark whether or not that strat would still be viable, and we haven't seen teams use it very often recently, which could speak to the change in the meta.
Yeah, I think that you're probably right. I think that you're probably right, my friend, and it pains me to say so, because the quick plant is one of my absolute favorite things.
We haven't. I feel like we haven't seen it not just from this team, but from teams in general. That just hasn't been a strong focus. I don't think we saw it very much at SI. Have not seen it very often. Even our cast as well, right? We're up to 110 maps casted so far in 2024, and not very many quick plants coming out. I think the strength of the defenders have made that a lot more difficult from the attacking perspective.
Yeah, although, statistically speaking, did you see a cool graphic that says the defensive-sided play that we're seeing is not that different from SI that was played out last year. So it'll be fun to see as the stages move on if that stat holds up to par here, but interesting for sure. It's not just that, I think the quote from Twitter was, it's not that this is a defensive meta, it's that these teams don't know how to attack.
All right. I think the not knowing how to attack when you're talking about the pros is a tough call, but look at that C4. That was a great call. Zac attack taking Boo off, and that's what the BBL team needed to get this party started here on round 9.
Yeah, not my words. That was a direct quote from Twitter. Don't hate me for that one, folks. That was not my words. Doc gonna use some of that stim, and that's the case, right? Whether you're 1-5 or 99, he's got the time, and one stim will bring you all the way back up to the full health. Jackal gonna rule number 1 in effect. Valkyrie gonna die for running down the stairs, scaring the Jackal King, and unfortunately gonna lose their life in the process. Now it is gonna be the trades coming out.
Oh no, a TK!
TK. Oh, that's rough. Now it takes body bounce heavily in favor of BBL with 40 seconds left on the board. Looks like we might see BBL take the lead for the first time here on map number 3.
Oh, 1 on each side. Okay, so now all down to Maze. Maze is 9-7-3, the frag leader on the Army of 5 blue team, but gonna have to fight very hard to find it. Not going to, though, as Donut gonna find that kill holding these red stairs. And look at that. Was looking in the wrong place. He just got lucky there, or a great flick as we head into round 10. BBL up 5-4, 1 round away from match point. And yeah, my guess is I think the pros know how to attack. I would argue with that guy on Twitter.
You should do that.
Guy or gal.
Hey, at Racing ENGR, he wants to argue on Twitter. I'll tag you in it. You can tell him.
Oh, I saw that third floor. So that was the third floor defense. That was the third floor defensive win, right?
I think so.
Back down to the kitchen. Try and
And-
find a way to hold this one. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Now, well, we find ourselves one away from a match point. One away from potentially putting ourselves on a match and series point. It's a best of 3, and we're there, folks. What's the one thing that we always ask for is we want to see the 1v1 showdown on the double overtime match point. Keeps going the same way. We're going to get it. We're going to freaking get it. And we've come damn close in some of these matches that we've casted just recently. Really kind of that 20-second and defensive meta kind of combining to make this really slow gameplay, which has been honestly explosive towards the end of it and very fun. I lived for the last 45 seconds, the frag zone as we've dubbed it.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a lot on the line for the teams here, right? This is we'll talk more about it when we're getting into the break in between, but trying to find their place in the OCS and league system. Where are they going to be spending their time? And the shot from out Zofia, looking down those stairs, trying to get ready for the drop. They're going to take it, making the drop here at top red, find their way in, trying to gain all of this vertical control upstairs. And we didn't have a big roam presence. I don't think we've got any of the defenders playing on the top floor right now, do we?
I don't think that we do. I think you're right. I think for the most part it's bunkered at least down onto that first floor, but
That's right. The whole team first floor at this point.
oh yeah, jeez, let's go. Okay, the chess man getting active there as he started to switch around to the gadgets. Now he's kind of know where this push is starting to come from. They're going to get this verticality opened up very quickly. Sledge opening up the floor, Ying to open up the hatch with her can opener. Still sitting 5-5 to the 30 mark. But yeah, first floor complete, or second floor completely in the hands of the attackers.
That's right, and we got the gridlock coming out, trying to control some of these rotates. We're going to try and see them push up the stairs to put some pressure on the 2F, but I think at this point BBL is saying we are going to just continue to hold this first floor and not work on pushing upstairs at all. They're gonna hold here downstairs. There's so much space in this cafe that they don't necessarily have to worry about being stuck in a single location and being a fish in a barrel scenario.
Oh my lord, had the Gon 6 out, shot it down for the deployable, was able to get the gun out, finds the kill onto Castle. Oh, and then the trade comes out, Ying gets taken off the board. Now the shot that's on the gridlock takes one onto Brown.
A
Gonna find him another
triple
one
from
Methano.
Methano.
Holy cow, on the 3, but is finally going to get subdued. A stab going to take them off the board. 29 seconds still left, and it's going to be Sledge to drop into the freezer. A couple of pre-fires, but they are ready, and BBL going to take that win and put themselves on a match point scenario. David taking on Goliath and looking like they might get the knockout here.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about it. It is this match point, series point, and depending on which league you're going to play for, these guys are qualifying to play in the Outlast Contender League. The loser going down to the Arena League, and then they're going to have to fight their way through the league and their chance to join the Contenders next season. So big implications for the team that wins this to be able to earn their spot in Contenders.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, did we see Frost on Chalet at all? I'm sure we did, right?
That is a great question. For sure she made an appearance on Club, but I don't know that she made an appearance on Chalet.
It's funny, we were just talking about how you don't see Chalet without the Frost in there, and I don't actually know if we did. That'd have to be something to go back and take a look at.
That's right. The analyst's going to go back and help us take a look at that because you're right. I think we're not going to be able to say that Frost is a mainstay there on the on Chalet anymore. But this hold upstairs, one of the mains, I definitely think we see Mira here, even with the add of the Ash counter to Mira. Still continue to see her played pretty frequently on the third floor cafe sites.
Yeah, still a viable hold because even if that mirror cracks, you still got a barricade wall to play behind, so you still have that control point to hold that pressure and stall out, which is, of course, the name of the game here for the defense. They want to stall as much time as possible, and there's quite a few ops on the board to help do that. Fenrir, Frost, Mira, and the Intel Deny of Mute. Yeah, this is a slow down city, but it is going to be enjoy to find the first kills. Chase loses his head in the first engagement, give the man an advantage over A5 Blue.
That's right. Seeing the A5 team continuing the strat, generically opening up all of those lines of sight, and continuing to try and find where this team has got some of their assets set in place. They know that now there's a mute jammer up there. You're gonna see maybe Ash clearing out some of that. Yep. Oh, C4. That's what they were seeing.
Oh yeah, gotta get that off. Gotta have that off the board. Now, does the Ash charge blow it up, or does it drop it down? That's the question.
My guess is drop it down, but boy, Army of 5 is not interested in losing here. They are going to open up, or at least break that mirror window long distance. Gonna see her. Look at that Twitch trying to find its way through these mute jammers. And I think I'm gonna get into a position to open that window up completely. There it is.
Yep, got the one. Now it's going to have to run from the Fenrir, who dispatches that Twitch drone very handedly, easy. So we find ourselves in 4v2, mid 60 seconds on the board. Ash going to find Fenrir off, and now takes us into a 4v1. And what we talked about, individual heroics, going to need to pull it out yet again here, as he finds himself in another 1vx scenario.
That's right, the 1v4. We have seen him get a 4K and an ace so far once this game, but not going to happen here is Army of 5 Blue in the Twitch. Boo. Finding that kill. Again, the pings coming out all over the place there. Good intel from the Army of 5 team as we head into round 13. Continues to be match point, series point, and league defining point. Here, Army of 5 Blue wants to find this next round to send it to overtime. Would we have an overtime in a best-of-3 match in the last day of qualifiers?
Oh, I think so.
Defenders, protect your bombs from
If the siege gods favor us even a little bit, oh, I think so.
Oh, the theory sessions all day long from both of these teams getting ready to find their place. Plus, they've been playing games at this point. They each played 6 games for the qualifiers already at this point between Friday and Saturday. So they've been fighting for this position all weekend long.
Yep, absolutely. So the work is put in, the dry runs, the theory sesh, the scrims, the other plays. It's all coming down to potentially this round is do or die. Is Army of 5 going to be able to tie it up and send us into that OT that the casters so desperately crave, or is BPL going to walk away with that off the back of 4 C4s? Jeez, they brought some explosivity to the round, Mr. Run.
Oh, Boo taking Donut off the board. That is incredibly unfortunate there. Is that a spawn peek? Oh, yep. 3F in the bathroom hallway. That's unfortunate. 5 and 10, but I think an important piece of this defensive lineup, right? That's the Mozzie. So if you got all of his pests out and they catch a drone at least, they're not going to be able to move that into position, but was definitely the kill leader as part of that first map.
Yep, so main advantage is tipped in favor of Army of 5 as they seek to tie up this score line. You see, gonna see them start to get pretty active here as that first minute has gone by. It means drones are done. It's kind of the whole hurry up and hold position. Those things this level of gameplay is the patience that they're able to hold those angles that finally end up paying off. Enjoyed by Gingy on the double piece. To establish some vertical presence, or some presence in some kind of mining.
They've got to find a way to make this happen. Both teams not wanting to give up here at this point. So we are going to see on OT the Army of 5 team go back on attack as well. So they're going to continue this streak. If they can find some attacking wins, going to be favorable for them heading into OT. That's exactly what they want to do at this point. Continue the momentum, pinging out those mirror windows, and seeing Twitch try and clear out some of that. She knows what she needs to do at this point.
Yep, get in there and snipe those things out, but not going to be able to do it if Pro takes your dome piece off. That's going to be Boo to die yet again. Pro having a great game, 14 and 8, 5 assists on the board. It does get a little bit closer to evening up that score line, but that's going to be a tough one as Pro gets his head ripped off. Now takes us into a 4v2, and it's starting to look like we might be seeing some overtime.
That's right, like you said, some individual heroics. He's going to lose to his toes. Yes, he's going to take 1, not 2. It's a 3v1. This is it. We've got to see Chase find a way to take down 3 of the Army of 5 blue attackers if they want to win this. Otherwise, we are going to see OT.
And we're going to see OT.
And we are going to see OT. Wow. 3-3 split on both halves of the game.
Wow, that is a real back and forth. What is the difference between map 1, map 3, and the dominant performance that was map 2? They just really, really love Chalet.
I think that's a definite possibility. We were not seeing Army of 5 play. They didn't seem to be pushing nearly as well together as we've seen them play on Cafe. They seem to have been playing together significantly better here, and we saw that on Clubhouse as well. But that's a good question. And not able to find any of those defensive wins to start on Chalet. Those were 6 attacking wins for BBL on Chalet, so they were very good on attack.
They were. And so here, got the Vigil coming out, so we're going to be a little bit more investment into that roam game. We're going to see Pro Manthano bringing out the Thorn yet again, and the mobile intel of Mozzie. So this is a setup we've seen before. It's worked. We'll see if they're going to be able to capitalize on it this time as well, as Army of 5 bringing out a new strat, at least for Cafe today. Monty going to be utilized here.
Well, and from the defending side, it's a change in which operators each of the team is playing. So we saw the Thorn, we saw the Mozzie, we've seen the Castle, but they're playing different ops here. So on the defensive side, changing up who is playing who, in addition to the change up we're seeing on this attacking side as well. The Finca also coming out.
Damage. Oh my lord, not the shots that missed. May's gonna find the first kill onto the Castle, and that takes us into man advantage tipped over in favor of Army of 5. And now,
No, Enjoy dropping out. That is so tough. I mean, it evens this map count up. It's a 4v. Zack attack. What a bait with the C4!
Jebaited, my friend. Zack attacked with the beautiful C4. Ends up taking the pistol or the shots as he rings around. Now Monty in the bit of a bad spot. Now Boo does find one, which gets us a little bit closer. Which oh no, into the back of Monty. That's the beautiful shot for the D10 money. Now takes us into a 3v1. It's a tough situation to find yourself in, and you're still trying to wait for the homie to get back.
Yeah, Boo was able to swing around and take out the Jaeger, playing from behind on a good rotate, but Romanthano gonna find that final kill, holding that prep door as he tries to swing his way in. I wondered whether or not they were gonna take a minute, hang on, but of course they know we're gonna pause the game as we head into round 14. Overtime match point. We're gonna make sure that we get all 5 in for that one.
Yep, that's right. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Sit back, relax, fill your drink to the tippy top, because when we come back, it is the stunning overtime match point scenario on this best of 3 for all the money, the ego, the face check. There it is. All I had to do was stall it out.
That's all he had to do. I mean, we hadn't even had a chance to get that screen set up. We're going to make sure that they are ready, but that was wild and fantastic timing, my friend, as he gets back in at the last second. So here it is, potentially the stunning conclusion, because we are now on overtime match point. Like you called it out, we're ready to figure out, is BBL going to win it here on this overtime match point? Are we going to go the full 15, my friend?
Ooh, I'm thinking the full 15. I'm thinking the full 15. I want it so bad. Let's see it. Yet we deserve it. We've been here for, what, 3 hours now? We deserve a full 15.
I mean, yeah, the question is, Army of 5 Blue, can they do it on defense? BBL has been very good on attack across this, right? Winning 6 on attack on Shelly, which was obviously their map, feeling very good about it. But then taking 3 on Cafe, we would have said defensive-sided, but going above and beyond their quota. So, and we just saw Army of 5 win on, or I guess, who won on attack on that last one? It was the defenders that won. Boy, after 3 hours, man, I'm starting to lose it.
He's a stat man. Okay. So where are we at? We're at Bakery, and it's gonna be the full first floor extension that we normally see with the castle being brought. Monty on the slow walk, trying not to give away that they have the shield up close and in place. That way they don't have to dedicate some extra resources to it just yet. That's why he's slow walking currently. Not a bad play. Keep yourself undiscovered for as long as possible, then get in there and reek. I mean, ring out, but not gonna find anything. Oh, the shots will.
Wow, good thing that he's back in the server. He's going to grab a double to start off, taking Donut and Gingy off the board. You still got the Monty playing, but wow, no way they're going to feed him another one. I thought he was about to get a triple.
It looked like he was about to get a triple. Now they're going to push him with a little bit of that intel. They're holding the angle on it. Monty pushing up, trying to make life a little bit unbearable and dislodge that player from it. Now, gotta be careful here. We don't want that TK to ring out yet again.
Wow, there it is. There's the triple. There's the triple coming out. And Monty fighting for his life. He's the literal last one left in a 1v4. Boy, this is going to be tough. He's going to find himself the kill leader on this team if he can win this one out. But we are going to send it to the full 15. The defenders win again. Army of 5 on the back of Enjoy, who had an incredible round. Boy, if he was having some sort of FPS bug, that was the perfect time to drop out and rejoin, my friend.
Yeah, no kidding. And on the overtime match point, double OT match point scenario, BBL going to take a timeout, sit and talk about it. And yeah, kills spread out pretty evenly across the board here, which is, of course, why we see that scoreline the way that it is. But the tell of the tape here is the assists. Look at how many are on the side of Army of 5 Blue. It's that refrag potential here.
Oh, wow.
21 assists on the side of Army of 5.
Yeah, that is a, we're going to have to look that one up. That could be potentially one of the highest assist counts we've seen across the board, but a lot on the side of BBL as well. And boy, the 2 top frags on both of these teams, those top 4 are really fighting it out, but fairly balanced overall still. 15 rounds in, everybody contributing here.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, well, I guess it is assists on the other side as well. 21-17 as far as assists go. Jeez.
Oh, this is it. It all comes down to this. We're going to see a Cocktail and Bar as that final, the 3F site overtime match point. Again, we're watching a best of 3 in the Outlast Contender League, the Outlast Classic Series qualifier, the closed. This is to decide which league the teams are playing in, and I cannot believe, although we wanted, that it made it all the way to the end of the 3rd map in double overtime to find out at the end of quals, after these teams have played 6 maps between the previous 2 days, all the way to this point, my friend. Unbelievable. Round 15.
Yeah, no kidding. Now all we need is the 1v1 finisher. That's it. Bucket list check.
5 seconds to go.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so here's what we have. It is the last round. It all comes down to this. It's the face check for glory. It's for all the ego. And on the defense, let's talk about it. They're going to double up on that intel again, and they're going to bring the Legion out. Now, we've talked about him potential to join that top 5 defensive Golden Ringers club because he's been brought along so often, because he brings so much to the table with the gadgets. Well, we're going to see it played out here in support of the Fenrir and the Mirror. This is a goated defensive lineup here, but not to be outdone. Army of 5 Blue kind of pulling out all the stops as well. You've got your early entry with the Ash. You've got your speed of the Capitao, and not to mention the fire and the capabilities for that plant scenario. General badassery of Zofia and the long range open up. The long range hard pick with Hibana. I don't know, it's a pretty goated attack as well.
Yeah. I mean, heavily balanced in, or heavily favored, I suppose, in projectiles, right? A lot of projectiles here, and we've got no projectile deny on the side of the BBL team. They're focused on intel and not on the projectile, so that could be a bit of a risk here from that perspective, right? You can be able to clear out a ton of defender utility, and look at that, just gaining intel all over the place.
Oh! Smack. Gingy gonna find Enjoy off the board. Now takes body balance in favor of the defending team of BBL, which means they can start to kind of work their way back to side, bunker up a little bit, and try to rest on the laurels of the trade game, of the frag game. It's going to be ticket being opened up as they, and well, they're getting a lot of real estate here pretty quickly.
Taking the IQ off the board early, that was a huge win there for the BBL team. They're going to be able to hide some of that defender utility, but Boo taking down Promanthano. So another one drops. Donut taking down Maze, and Boo going to hit one of those goo mines. This is looking tough for this Army of 5 Blue team. They got to find another one, and another Legion goo comes out.
Huge. 4v3, it's 33 seconds left. This is it, Whiskey. This is all the money, all the glory. Well, not the money, all the glory, all the ego. It's a fight for the money, that's for sure. Valkyrie going to get taken off the board. Now puts us into a 3v3, into a 3v2 as they find the kill onto Pixel. It's the shots through bathroom. Not going to find anything just yet. Sophia gets taken off the board. And that's going to be it. BBL going to take it in a best of 3. It had to go all the way the distance, the double overtime finisher. And it is going to be... Big Booty Latinos gonna take this one.
8-7. Wow, what a round there from the BBL team, able to find that win on the third map. It took all of them, like you said. What a game to end it. Wow.
Yeah. Woo-wee! Well, what a good game of Siege. Exactly what you want. To come back to after some really fun Pro League watch party shenanigans that we got up to. This is exactly the way that we want to come back into the casting scene.
That's right. Coming back from the SI watch party, it was great seeing the pros play, but tell you what, I love seeing T4, T3 Siege, and the players that are trying to make it to that spot in their own careers, and all of that this energy that they brought to the game. We tried to match it as well, but boy, going all 3 maps in a best of 3 to fight for who was going to be in the Contender League. They brought the heat, and we see BBL on top over Army of 5 Blue, but they put up a hell of a fight after getting destroyed there on Chalet 7-0 to come back and take it to double overtime, when I think a lot of teams would have had difficulty with the mental, difficulty with fighting back from that kind of a loss. Army of 5 Blue showed up and absolutely took it all the way to the last minute of gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what you want, right, for the last day here. It was absolutely fun. Great game. Hey, there's lots of Siege coming at you here from the Double Shot. Got a lot of cool things in the works. So keep your eyes on the noties because we're going to be bringing a ton of stuff your direction. Hey, if you like us, if you love us, if you hate us, why don't you add us? We're on Twitter. We love talking about Siege. It is our life. And we want to talk about it. I'm at glitter_whiskey. He is at racingengr. And honestly, we just want to talk about it. You know, we want to talk about it. Send us your clips, send us your hot takes, your cold takes. Let's talk about it.
That's right, and tons of stuff coming at you, right? We are going to be starting the watch party again for SI tomorrow and continuing it throughout the rest of the week as the playoffs roll through. That bracket is out, posted on Twitter in a few different places, so definitely check out that SI bracket, the pro leagues. But we're going to continue to bring a couple leagues at you here that are kicking off. The big one being OCS here, including all three of the leagues, the top league as well, a couple invited teams, as well as teams that have qualified and fought their way up to earn a spot in that league. Really looking forward to it, my guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of fun stuff, folks. But alas, we have reached the end of the evening, the part where we hate to say goodbye and bid you adieu, but we are here. Get involved. Get on the Twitter. Go check out for the hat giveaway. Bangu. Bolo, Pangu, Spirits Boys, Kino, NJR, Yaga. Bunch of awesome names that have signed this hat. Yeah, be a part of Siege history. Go on there, follow directions, get yourself some cool stuff. We just want to thank you so much for the 1,000 followers. Thank you so much for the subs. Enjoy those custom emotes. Folks, we did it. We're here. What you think, Whiskey? We out?
Yep, appreciate everyone joining us there for this last of the OCS Season 4 closed qualifiers. And look out for Twitter to see what those final standings are. Going to be able to bring the heat for the rest of the season going forward as the qualifiers are now done, my friend.
Let's go. All right, folks. So as the lights start to dim and the jukebox starts to play closing time, as always, my friends, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Heyo.
Let's go.